Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to another SaruShow, the one show on the internet where we talk about all things pop culture, retro video games. Today's subject is actually pretty interesting. It's what game did you try to tell yourself was good but wasn't? Now this one is kind of hard because I feel like it could be a bit suggestive, right? Because if you think it's good, you're not gonna think it's necessarily bad. But you know, it's Oh, I'm sorry. I worded this one wrong. It's what game did you try to get into but couldn't? And I'm so dumb. That's why this charm exists, because Dragon Quest for me is one of those series that I tried to get into and I just couldn't. I just couldn't get into. One day I will. I don't know. Usually it's not necessarily because it's a bad game. For me, Dragon Quest, it's a game that I feel like it's just going to be daunting to try to get into, right? Because of the fact that the games are so long. A lot of the older ones too are kind of slogs, right? They're difficult to get into because of the fact that, you know, they're turn-based and a lot of random encounters. Though I think newer ones do have better quality of life things than older Dragon Quest games. But I guess we'll see. One of these days we'll get into. Maybe one of the Dragon Quest fans here could tell me if there's a Dragon Quest game that's good, entry-level Dragon Quest game that I could get into, and then maybe get into some other ones. Maybe we'll hear from some people today. I know there's a bunch of people here who are Dragon Quest fans. Maybe we can ask Randrick or JT which one they think is a Dragon Quest game that we could get into. But anyhow, let me go ahead and take a quick look and see who is in the chat. I'll say my hellos, and we'll get more into this subject. The Pope is here. Welcome in. He says, excited for tonight's festivities. Welcome in to the Pope. It begins, the Pope says, if we're doing a soundtrack suggestion, I have the word for the remix is Capcom Fighting Collection 2. The new CVS 2 soundtrack is a banger. The new remixes, oh, I don't know if we'll have access to that unless anyone's uploaded that somewhere. But we could listen to some old school CVS 2. Let's see here. Wow, guess I'm not late after all, says Dark Entity. Yes, we started about 10 minutes late today. Because we were just collecting stuff. I was still getting ready. I was trimming my beard. My beard was out of control. Out of control. I woke up today and it was just trying to cling for the walls. So I was like, okay, it might be time to give my beard a little trim. It was alive. Dark Entity. Oh, great. Yes, the contact form. That's the best way. Nuff Dragon says, be right back. Nerd Strategy says, you're going to need breath in like Ace Ventura when you read mine, says Nerd Strategy. We had a user, or we still do. Merox is still part of the Saru crew. He just hasn't answered in a while. But I don't think anything can beat a Merox answer. I feel like Merox had always like the most longest answers of any answer ever. He holds the record still for longest answer. So you'll be fine. You will be fine. The Pope says the 2D HD remasters might be a good jump-in point. Ooh, okay. I heard that those actually have, like, some quality of life updates as well, which is good. Because, you know, like, once you're an adult, you don't have time to grind away at games that are 100+ hours, right? It was tough for me for East 10? East 10 was, like, 100... I think I spent 97 hours on stream. But altogether, it was like 100 hours or something. Or 92 hours. I think it was like 92 hours. But in the end, it ended up being like 100. So, anyway, can you bring me a Pepsi when you get a chance? Or any drink? But yeah, sorry. The question, once again, for those of you who are just coming in, is what game did you try to get into but just couldn't? DQ is... I can think of a number of them, actually. DQ is one of mine. Shenmue is another. But we'll get into the ones that I... couldn't get into here in a bit. Let me just take a quick sip because I'm dying. All right, mouth is wet. Let's get into it. So far we've got about 15 answers, which is pretty good. If we don't get any more, then at least we'll have like a good probably 2 hours to talk about this stuff. Number 1. What game did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? It comes to us from Superboo85. Superboo says, I've tried to get into a few games that my brother likes a lot. A couple of them being MMORPGs. The first game, Guild Wars 2. I actually got into parts of this game a little. Like, there was this time jump quest thingy where you climb a platform area and some other little side quests. But the main draw of the game for others was the raids. You raid and loot. I'll get more into that later. Seeing each raid for the first time is kind of cool though, but playing them, not so much. Second game, Phantasy Star Online 2. Yet again, I like certain mini games and the story was interesting, but not the main raid and loot part of the game. And then there's the more well-known console game series that has grown in popularity in the past few years. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate for Nintendo Switch in my case. My little brother actually bought it for me in the hopes that I would work my character up and join in playing him, but the gameplay was just too similar to those other MMORPGs. Fight big boss monsters for a long drawn out time, get lots of loot, and then you manage said loot. And I think that's the big thing. Managing loot irritates me. It feels like a chore, which also the raids or hunts in Monster Hunter feel kind of like a chore, as well as how long that they'll take. And there is a bit of exploration in these games. But when someone who has been playing a long while is trying to speedrun you through the basics and get you where they are, it feels kind of like being trained for a new job or something. So for me, these games were just not fun. I really wanted to get into them for my brother, but I just couldn't, says Super Boo. That's an awesome way to compare it, being trained for a new job. That's so funny, right? Like, that's kind of true though.
It
like,
is true.
You know, when you're running someone through WoW or whatever, you're, you know, getting them to do a certain role and then fulfilling that role. You know, it is like training them for a new position at a job. So that's kind of funny. I like that. That's pretty awesome.
And the next day you're not sure if they're going to come back because, you know,
they hate this job. They got hired at some other fast food joint. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. What do you guys think of that? Let's see here. Dark Entity says, I've sent in my response. Fair warning, it's a bit of a hot take and it's a long read, says Dark Entity. A hot take, huh? Oops, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Nerd Strategy says, I kind of get it too, because it's rough to make RPGs entertaining to watch. Like, you have made fun of the game as you play, or just be obnoxious in some sort of way to make it work. That's how I feel like when I like stream like the East games. It's hard, right? Because like, how do you keep people entertained? Usually when I do RPGs is when I have the least viewership. So, but I mean, it's a fun way to play games that I want to play and have an excuse to do them, right? Because I'm doing them on stream. But that's why I'm not doing like East games like every, you know, one after the other. I'll beat like an East game and then I won't come back to another one for at least over a month, just because I don't want to, like, you know, fatigue the users. You know, they come in, they're like, ah man, this guy's playing this crap again, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes people want to come in and just see me play some stupid game, you know, like freaking like that Obama Chan game that what's his name likes, or, you know, some shmup and watch me die a million times, or, you know, it's fun. So I try not to play them too often. Let's see here. Nuff says, yeah, friends quit WoW because another one was pushing them to do things last month. Oh, wow. Just recently, huh? Yeah, so people, you know, they that's another thing too, right? Is like, you put someone in a position for your raids, and like, what if that person feels too much pressure now, right? Yeah. Like, they're now pressured to do that. It's like, oh, well, if I don't come, they're counting on me. You know, I feel like shit, I don't want to do this right now. It does kind of feel like work, right? Because, like, when you're going to work and you don't want to do the job, you still have to go in anyway, right? Because it's your job. You know, with WoW, it's kind of like, you don't have to, but people are counting on you to do it also. So that is a thing as well. I was going to ask Jesse for something, he's gone. But anyhow, moving on. The Pope says, I'm 13 again, almost exclusively buying and playing fighting games. Hey, fighting games are fun, right? They're quick, pick up and put down games. I'm totally cool with fighting games. I love games I can just pick up and put down. I don't have time for other games. Lately, with me, like I said, I'll play like an RPG once every, I don't know, twice a year maybe I'll play an RPG at this point, and usually it's an East game only. But for the most part, I'm always playing quick pick up and put down games, right? Like action games and shoot 'em ups, fighting games, stuff like that. Especially like for me, like retro fighting games are my jam. I love old school fighting games. They were just so much fun. So much fun. All right. Moving on. Next one comes to us from Braylin. Braylin says, Zelda Breath of the Wild. It didn't feel like a Zelda game to me. It also felt barren and tedious to get from one place to the next. I've never been so let down. The hype for it was unreal, and seeing how much it was selling, I was sure it would be a winner. Sadly, just not for me. You know, it's funny because I look at that game and I feel like that's how it's gonna play, right? Like it's gonna play like a long, very open, tedious game. But that also is kind of a hot take, right? Because I know we have a lot of people who are very much into Zelda. But for me, I look at that and I think the same thing. I think this game is gonna be a tedious, long, arduous thing. But anyhow, did you bring? Remember when I asked you to bring a handful of those?
Yep, there is.
Oh, you are amazing. Thank you. So I get it. What about you? You're one of the Zelda fans here. What did you think of Breath of the Wild?
Oh, I loved it.
You loved it.
I loved Breath of the Wild.
See, like, and Rover did too. Rover
Loved it. Yeah.
Huge fan of Breath of the Wild. He absolutely loved it. Some people like to do all those extra things, though. You know, they like managing stuff like that. Me personally, I don't. You know, I feel that I relate with Braylon on this one for Zelda. Dark Entity says it was when Nintendo was locking into the open world style of gameplay with Breath of the Wild. I don't have time for other genres, says Nuff. Nuff says yes, that Zelda is another, says Nuff Dragon. Did you get through it, Nuff Dragon? Did you get through Breath of the Wild? The Pope says, yeah, I'm there with that. The can't get into Zelda. Again, referring, I almost only play fighting games, sometimes first-person shooters, and often shmups, says the Pope. Yeah, it looks like one of those games, right? That's gonna be work. Yeah. Wow, we got like a sudden storm going on.
Yeah,
that's
scary.
So loud.
Sounds like almost tornado-y.
Wow, I see.
There's a tree that fell. Not
Really?
One, but it's a small one.
We got like a sudden like gust of like not gust like a wind storm.
Like a tornado wind.
Wow, that's crazy, man. It must suck. So EDC is happening right now here. Damn, that must suck for the folks at EDC. Nuff says nope. After my weapon started breaking, I stopped. That's a thing, right? The weapons breaking thing. Like to me, that sounds like a bullshit mechanic, but some people like the idea of managing those weapons because you have to reinforce them and stuff, right? So that they don't break.
It's not so bad, you know. You get tons of weapons, you know.
Right. I personally think that mechanic sounds horrible, but you know, I get it. I get how people could like it.
The next one, the one on the Switch 2, they're gonna have you can repair the weapons.
Oh, you can't repair the weapons or reinforce them?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, that's extra shitty.
Yeah, it is.
That's even more shitty than I thought. I thought that.
I don't think you can.
I thought you could reinforce weapons or something. I haven't played it because to me it just doesn't look like a game that's fun to me.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's even worse than I thought. Let me move this over here.
The Master Sword doesn't break. It just gives you a timer. You can use it and be like, oh, it broke. You gotta wait an hour for it to repair.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't officially lose it.
Interesting. Nuff says I have every Zelda amiibo to have weapons. Do you have all the Zelda amiibos?
No, I don't. I'm missing like 3.
Also, those Chinese amiibo cards, mini and regular. Oh,
I
you
have
have.
those.
He's got those like NFC cards. I think they are right.
Yeah.
They're like NFC card things. How funny! What's making that sound?
What sound?
Something shaking weirdly. All right, moving on. We had asked you guys, what is a game? Let me actually delete this so that I can
Oh, sorry.
see.
What's up, Randrick? Welcome in.
Welcome, Randrick. How you doing? Welcome in. Today's question, Randrick, is what game did you try to get into but just couldn't? It got blocked by our DQ hero. Who knows which DQ this little hero guy is based on? Be careful with NFC cards. Nintendo is very Sue happy. Oh yeah, probably not something you want to talk about live on stream. But let's see here. Pufferfish moments. Welcome in. Chinchilla says, hi, Saru. Hi, Panda. Oh, it's Priya.
Hi, Priya.
Hi, Priya. Do you have a chinchilla? I've always wanted a chinchilla. They're so cute. They're so cute. Been enjoying all your videos. Thank you, Priya. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful night. I've always wanted a chinchilla. Can we have a chinchilla? You're a chinchilla.
Yeah. Roll around in dirt.
Jesse is a chinchilla.
You don't need one. You have one.
Jesse will be jealous of the chinchilla. Yes, I answered earlier this evening. A bit of a long answer. Sorry in advance. No worries. That's fine.
A lot of people gave a lot of
long answers are good too on days like today because we only got like 15 answers today. So it'll make up for a good time. Good timing. Aren't chinchillas the little fellas that live in South America that can... Welcome in. Who is that? Nerd Strategy? How you doing? Is mine around the corner, says Snuff Dragon? Yes, actually. Yours is the very next one. Yours is the very next answer. Good morning, guys. Hope everyone is doing fine, says Mark G. Welcome in, Mark G. How you doing? Priya says, we got 2 chinchillas. Plushie. They're called Pickle and Pretzel. That's so cute. That's so cute.
It's okay to put in the pouch one.
Oh, yeah. Where did this come from?
Japan.
Oh, damn. This is cool.
Do you want to keep it?
No, we can put it in the gachapon. That's awesome. It's from Gundam Wing. I don't remember it, though. It must be from a gachapon that's not around anymore.
I think it was in the bag, so it must have been like in at K-Books or like.
Oh, that's a cool one. No, put that in.
Suraya.
Put that in. If I don't remember it, obviously it's not important. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't even know it existed, then yes, give it away. Most certainly. Any of those, like we find one and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this in 9 years.
Let's put it
Throw it in the gachapon. Unless it's like Inuyasha or like those like my things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Ranma. But if it's like something like that I don't remember from a bajillion years ago, so many long ago's. 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, but watching you guys, so that makes up for the super early wake up, says Mark G. Damn, it's 6 a.m. where you're at? That is super early. Well, hopefully you have your morning caffeine. Welcome in. Well, it's now you're demonetized. I think it's only within the first 5 minutes. We've already been live for 30 minutes. You only have to worry about the first 5 minutes, I think. But we usually get demonetized anyway because we'll end up playing some song or something that gets us demonetized. A butt plug, one of those. Is that what Nuff wants? So next time we go to Japan, you know those little pocket butt plug things that you get in Gachapon? Nuff Dragon wants one of those. We'll get you one. It'll be cute. We can get you like... They have some with like cute little Hello Kitty type things on them. Good morning. Let's see here. Is mine around the corner? Yours is next. All right, let's read that one. Next one. We asked, what game did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? Number 3 comes to us from Nuff Dragon. Nuffy says, I like Dragon Quest but never got into it. Never got into RPGs that don't show the heroes in battle like Dragon Quest and Earthbound. Now I can't get into any RPG for some odd reason. I think that Nuff Dragon has to do with being busy and, you know, many of us having, you know, jobs or children or both, you know, so like, I get that. I totally get that. Now as an adult, it's much harder to get into RPGs due to time. But yeah, I totally get that. And I feel you with the Dragon Quest thing too. I'm right there with you, because for me it's hard to get into RPGs that are like heavily turn-based, you know, like and if they are turn-based, I need to be able to see them, like Lunar. I liked Lunar. I can see the characters doing stuff in Lunar. I liked the Legend of Heroes games, you know, the old Legend, not the old ones, but the ones that were on PSP. The Gargov trilogy, where you can see like the characters doing stuff. I like that as well. So I get it. But Dragon Quest is another one I really want to like. I like everything about Dragon Quest, the character designs. I especially love the character designs actually in Dragon Quest, especially all of the Akira Toriyama design stuff in Dragon Quest. I absolutely love that stuff. But it's hard for me to get into them. I've tried to get into them, but it's hard. I even played like old school Dragon Warrior as well. I used to watch that cartoon, which was like one of the coolest shows on TV back then. I was like, man, what a cool show. Of course, it looked very Akira Toriyama, right? Randrick says, I can relate to this with RPGs. I feel like I have less and less time to play games like RPGs. They're big games, and playing one to completion can take up to a month or more, says Randrick. That's so true. Nuff says, I want Lunar and Suikoden remaster. You know, that's another one I've always wanted to get into and never got into, was Suikoden. Suikoden would be a cool one to get into. They look good. I just, for whatever reason, it's not that I couldn't get into it, it's just that I've never really sat down to play it. I'm sure if I did, I'd probably like it. I feel like I would like Suikoden, but never played it. Lunar I love. I love Lunar, the Silver, any iteration of Lunar the Silver Star. I loved all of them. Well, I can't say that. I never played the GBA one, so I have no idea if the GBA one is any good. But I played through the Sega CD Silver Star, the PS1 Silver Star, which was my favorite, actually. And, and Silver Star Harmony. I remember having very fond memories of the PS1 Lunar, but Silver Star Harmony had this cool, like, sprite redesign that I really, really liked. Did you play the DS Silver Star? Did DS have Silver Star? DS had one called Dragon Song, which kind of sucked. It was weird and like, I didn't like how the game looked. Like, the UI was very ugly and clunky, and I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into the DS one, into Dragon Song. Is there another one? I know, so GBA had one. There was Silver Star on GBA, and then there was Dragon Song on DS. Yeah, Dragon Song is kind of booty. I don't know, maybe I need to give it a chance and play it. But I played Dragon Song for like an hour, and I was like, this is not good. And it had like a stupid magic system, and like a really stupid, like, when you beat mobs, you had to pick between the magic stuff or the items or experience. You can't, like, what the fuck? Like, every game just gives you that stuff, right? Like, you beat a thing and you get loot and you move on. But like Dragon Song made you pick between loot or experience with each battle. I'm like what a stupidly unnecessary thing to do. It it also just added like an extra thing to do in the UI that just made it longer. Like RPGs need anything to make them longer, right? I don't know. It was just, ooh, well, I got it for $5, says Nerd Strategy. I don't own that. I don't think I'll ever own that one because it's pretty much a garbage game. I don't even collect all the Lunar games. I would like to get the GBA Silver Star though, because I would like every version of Silver Star if I can. I love everything. I love Alex and Null as characters, you know? I love, especially Null. Null is so cute. I have a shirt that says I love fish with Null on it. It's adorable. But pretty much anything with Alex and Null in it. I love those two. I love those two characters. I'd like to try at least one RPG, says the Pope. I think for you, maybe then an action RPG would be good, like an East game. East games are action RPGs. You get in, you kill stuff. I guess it just depends. Super Dimensional says Bravo Man is the worst game on TG16. It's pretty bad. Bravo. Rover's here. Rover says, took a while, but I finally answered the question, says Rover. Well, thank you for taking the time to answer that question. Bravo. Oh my god, that's the one thing I can't stand anymore in JRPGs. When they artificially prolong games with shit design or stupid mechanics, says Randrick. Yeah, it's like with Dragon's Song, I felt it was I feel like the whole game just kind of sucks. Maybe one day I'll play through it, but I don't like it. It doesn't feel like a Lunar game even. Like the character designs are weird too. Like it just doesn't feel like it belongs in the same world. Let's see. Dark Entity says, I remember first starting up Lunar Legend, seeing a picture of Null in full screen with that tasty GBA bit pixelation and going, please, at how adorable Null looked. Oh, do I need to get it now? Do I need to get that one? It might be super expensive now, though. It might be too expensive. I waited too long. It's the only one. It's the only Silver Star game I don't have. I have all the Saturn ones. Every iteration of that. I have the PlayStation one. The PSP one. Of course, the Sega CD one. But I don't have... what is it? What's the GBA one called? I forget. But I don't have it. Super Dimensional says, who's pumped for Switch 2? Man, I wish I was. I was so, like, when the Switch came out, we both had to get our own Switches. We were so pumped. Do Lunar Legend. That's what it is. Okay, Lunar Legend. We were so pumped for the first Switch that we each got our own.
Yeah.
But neither of us is feeling too excited about it. Not even Jesse. Jesse's, like, the hugest Nintendo fan. He's not even excited for it.
I'm not. Like, I thought I'd be super excited, but I'm just kind of like, eh.
I know. There's got to be, maybe something will come out that'll be like, oh, now I got to get it. But I don't know, like, I'm not too hot on the whole game key card thing.
Me neither.
Especially with Nintendo. For me, Nintendo was like the last bastion of hope for physical, right? Like, they literally were like the last bastion of hope for new consoles releasing physicals that had, you know, the entire game on the card. Even if there were updates later, still the games were still playable, right? Even if there were like day one patches or fixes or whatever, many games you could still play. So like 10 years down the line, when those servers are down and I pop in my Switch cartridge, I'd still be able to play it even without whatever stupid update that fixed some sort of like balance thing or something. I'd still be able to play the game, right? With the old Switch. But with the new Switch, what's going to happen once those servers go offline? Because Nintendo isn't exactly like, doesn't have the best track record for keeping their stuff up. But who knows? Maybe they'll at least, like, right now you can still go on the DS shop, right, and download things you've already bought. So maybe it'll be that kind of deal. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that they would hold out because, like, you know, there's a lot of countries in Southeast Asia or whatever, where their internet isn't exactly the best. But I think that was an issue of the past. Now I feel like most places that could afford to buy things like a Nintendo Switch 2 probably already have better internet. All right, let's see. It says here, I am on the same page. The barriers and the lack of physicality is a game breaker for me for the Switch 2, says Mark G. Yeah, I feel the same way. Rover says, let's make our own game console and call it Monkey Engine. Let's do it, Rover. Let's make it. Let's make it happen. Man, that would be cool, right? And just make it play like SD cards or something. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Johnny Graphics is here. Welcome in, Johnny Graphics. He says the all-digital future is close, says Johnny.
I'm scared.
You're scared? You're scared of the future?
All digital.
All digital future. If Nintendo announces a new Animal Crossing for the game for the Switch, then I might be interested for now, but no, fuck 'em, says Rover. Because Rover said earlier, I missed it because I'm like running out of breath. I don't give a fuck about the new Switch. Says.
Well, see, to me, the Switch 1 was pretty amazing. I feel like when I first read that they, when they were like, I saw the whole Nintendo Direct, and everything like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. You don't have to buy another Japanese console to play Japanese games, which I really thought, I was like, wow, this is gonna be amazing. And then the Switch 2 preview came out. They were just like, I feel like it was a mistake. It's like everything they were doing, I'm like, man, this does not feel like Nintendo like when the Switch 1 came out.
Yeah, kind of feels like with like Xbox, you know how like Xbox came out and then they backtracked. I'm hoping Nintendo's gonna do the same thing, right? And Nintendo's like backtracks on stuff.
Yeah, Randrick says Sony really dropped the ball on this generation, thanks to dim bitch Ryan. So seriously considering being a PC gamer only the next 2 years, says Randrick. Let's see Monkey Engine with the potato expansion, says Nuff Dragon. Dark Entity says, I just did a quick look for Lunar Legend. I'm seeing the low as mid to late 30s, as high as $200. Apparently it's showing up for Walmart somehow for $72, says Dark Entity. Let's see. Nerd Strategy says, you should make a console if you could. Make it work with just DVDs, because they're probably cheap as balls right now. And it's 8 gigs. Well, 7. Some change is more than enough for a solid game, says Nerd Strategy. Johnny Graphics says, sorry, your team can be a Hudson Soft of the Monkey Engine. Just fill it with games, says Johnny Graphics.
Right? We actually have, it's funny, Johnny Graphics, me and Rover are actually working on a thing with that whole Monkey Engine thing. And Rover, Nuff Dragon actually does bring up a good point. We need a secret bearded potato character when you beat the game. Play it again with the bearded potato character. How cool would that be? Let's do it.
That's awesome.
You'll be like how Valia is in FX Yuki, but instead of Valia, it's a bearded potato. Let's do it. I'll do it. I'll design it. That would be legit as fuck. All right, I'll make a sprite for that.
What's up, Matthew? Welcome in.
Bearded potato with glasses, and you know how like the glasses, like you don't see like the eyes, right? It's just the glasses. Bearded potato in pants. Oh, of course, he needs pants. Otherwise, he's not tater pants.
Priya says, "Let's do it.
Let's do it."
The thing is, Walmart has seller partners like Amazon. It's the Pope. What's up, Matthew Roach? Welcome in.
Matthew, welcome.
Says you draw it, I got it. Bearded potato with pants and a cape, says Nerd Strategy.
That would be so funny. All right, we'll make it happen. Let's see here. Let me go back. We missed a lot.
A lot?
Well, not a lot, but like other stuff.
Tell me where. I'll read it.
Randrick says, not gonna lie, what little love I had left for Nintendo pretty much went away with the Switch 2.
I read that.
Okay, I think I read that. Let's see. Super Dimensional says, I basically buy Nintendo first party, and they're making their first party titles physical still. So I'm glad about that. Third party, I'll buy on PS5 Pro anyways. That's another thing I consider too, is maybe just get the Switch 2 for the first party stuff. You know what I mean? Like your Mario Karts and your Donkey Kongs. So and your Metroids, because we'll probably get one maybe a year out. Like we'll wait. We'll probably wait like a year and get
if something pops out that's Zelda or something, then I'll probably get it.
Right. Same, right? Like if something pops out
Yeah.
and the game is on the cart and I know it's on the cart, then I'll buy one. If a game comes out that I really, really want and that game happens to be on the cart, I'll buy one. Same thing with Jesse, probably. If they make a Zelda game and you can get it on the cart completely, which by the sounds of it, Super Dimensional mentioned that first party are still going to have the option to buy them complete on cart, then we might get one. We might get one sooner than later.
Matthew says, why not have a naked bearded potato?
A naked bearded potato.
Pope says, naked bearded potato is a visual novel. Matthew says, so Switch 2 will be like Wii U for first party games.
Oh, yeah, kind of, right? Makes sense. All right, moving on. Who was the last one? That was Enough Dragon, right? Who was the last one? All right. Next one. We had asked you guys, what game did you try to get what game did you try to get into but couldn't, and why? Number 4 comes to us from Cybergirl. Cybergirl says Transformers: Dark of the Moon Stealth Force Edition for the Nintendo 3DS. The game wasn't that good, and I couldn't get past the 3rd level if I remember correctly, says Cybergirl. Which is interesting, yeah. Cybergirl is a huge Transformers fan. So, being not able to get into it, you know, makes sense. The Pope says, coming to the Monkey Engine, Hige Potato ex Kanojo. Yes, Pope, says Matthew.
Snapdragon says Nintendo is going to pour $40 Wii U select games to Switch 2 for $80. Says Snapdragon.
Probably.
They should really do some 3DS games. How awesome would that be if you could do 3DS on the Switch 2? Use your Switch 1 for the bottom screen and the Switch 2 on the TV.
That would be cool.
That would be fucking epic.
Right? If you can like marry the 2 Switches to have like screens, that would be awesome. Kid Icarus, I know, what the fuck, man. Kid Icarus Uprising. How did we not get a Nintendo Switch port of Kid Icarus Uprising? That could have easily been a Switch port.
I was hoping,
or Kirby.
Yeah, I was hoping for that. I thought they were gonna be like, you're gonna play 3DS games on your Switch too.
I know.
If that would have been it, I would have been like, I'm buying it. You know, there's so many 3DS games I've been wanting to play. I just don't want to play them on the 3DS itself. And I was hoping, nope, that could have been it. That could have been money, printed money.
Yeah, that or Planet Robobobo. You know, I was hoping that we would get Planet Robobobo for the Switch 2 or the Switch or anything.
Yeah.
Kid Icarus Uprising was amazing, but these damn shitty controls. Yeah, that's something that could have been improved. The game looks great though.
What a plump Kirby that Saru has swallowed.
I know.
This is Matthew.
This is my oldest Kirby shirt, and it's the one that's in the best condition somehow. Like the collar's still really tight, and it's so old already. Well, no, it's my second oldest. My oldest one went to shit. This is my second oldest Kirby shirt. I bought it Jesse bought it for me 5 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
5 years ago, yeah.
5 years ago. It still fits really good. I don't know who made this shirt, but whoever made it made it awesome. Because I have a newer Kirby shirt, and that one's already fucking all wango. It's all loose already. The collar's all blown out, you know. And it's a shirt that I put on if I travel because it's big and comfortable. But it's bigger because it got all stretched out and weird and loose. It got loose, you know, when shirts get old, they get loose. This one somehow the collar is still super tight, which is crazy. We tried finding another one like this one.
Couldn't find it.
We couldn't find it.
Randrick says Robot is the best Kirby game since Superstar Deluxe, in my opinion. Shame that there's no port of this one.
I know. Why isn't there a port of Kirby Robobo? So does Kirby Planet have a mustache that is alive? A la Bobo.
A la Bobo. Nerd says, dude, if Nintendo really wanted money, they would have just released the Mother trilogy on physical cart. It's all they would need to do. It's funny because I know a lot of people that don't like Mother. Like, I know a lot of people. I guess I like it. It's fun, but I don't know. There's a lot of people that don't like it. What I think they should do is, like I said, release 3DS games. Bam, money.
Honestly, Mother / Earthbound here in the US only got popular after the fact, because if you think about it, the game itself was kind of a flop when it came out. The game didn't do well. The thing is only rare after, like, the internet, you know, like, it got rare later, but like the game itself didn't particularly do well, I don't think. That mental image is hilarious to me, so yes, let's see. All this talk about physical when my current main console is Xbox, which honestly you'd be surprised that doesn't get a physical release. All right, let me move on to the next one. Actually, I might need to take a quick bathroom break. Yeah. Give me one. Just stick with me for like 1 or 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Super quick.
Oops, wrong one.
I know. I'm like, what are you doing?
1 second. Be right back.
For sure. So queer. Show me that pixel vagine. Why does she get down on the floor? Like, who kneels down like that?
Oh.
Ooh. Hey guys, it's me, Snappy Sam. Aren't I beautiful? Oh my gosh, look at my eyes. Because then people are going to be like, a raspberry pie! What does Panda think about the leaked Nintendo Direct? That's what he thinks. Okay, we are back. Josh has been playing Earthbound lately on his stream, says Rover. Earthbound on SNES stinked, according to Nintendo Magazine, where they were like, do not buy this game because it stinks like rotten food.
Let's see. Hold on. Josh has been playing Matthew Rose says Earthbound on SNES stinked, according to Nintendo Magazine. Oh, sorry about that. Randrick says no one cared about Earthbound before it became a hidden gem with YouTubers. Now suddenly it was the best JRPG on the SNES, lol. Oh, I'm so sorry. Dark Entity says, I've never properly tried the Mother trilogy, only have access to Mother 2. Legitimately, and how it feels like it just throws you into a lion's den. Early RPGs, to be fair. Matthew says, cheapest way playing Earthbound legally was SNES Mini. Dark Entity says, yeah, don't physical cards of Earthbound cost literally hundreds of dollars? Says Dark Entity.
Thousands, says Matthew.
Yeah, thousands. Nerd says, I see I see though a 3DS games, N64 Zelda remakes would be cool. Dark Energy says, yeah, I'm about to guess that too. Yeah, the gross out humor didn't work for once, says Dark Energy.
Was there a lot of that? Was there a lot of gross out humor? I know there was like some weird stuff with the advertising too, wasn't there? All right, moving on. We had asked you guys what game did you try to get into but just couldn't and why. I'm gonna bring the microphone closer so I'm not screaming. Can you guys hear me okay? Move this way. All right. Better. All right, next one comes to us from Babbling Nerd, aka Mackenzie. Mackenzie says, okay, firstly, I want to say I don't hate this game. Far from it. It's a very good game. It just feels very slow compared to its different versions and sequels. Yes, I'm talking about the original vanilla Street Fighter 2. I respect this game for how much it changed fighting games, but I just can't get into it. It just feels very slow compared to its different versions and later sequels. If I'm going to play Street Fighter 2, it's going to be Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But vanilla Street Fighter 2, I want to love this game, but I just can't get into it, says Mackenzie. I mean, I get that. I loved Fatal Fury, right? And first one is booty ass too. It plays weird and gross. But Street Fighter 2 definitely played better than the first Fatal Fury. I loved the original Street Fighter 2. I think everybody did back then. I think that's kind of a thing you had to be there for it. Because when that came out, dude, that game like revolutionized fighting games. Yeah. But I do get it. But like for me, I feel like it was everyone's jam back then. Like everybody. I get it now though. Like if you were to try to get it, like you're a younger player, there's no reason to play Street Fighter 2. There just isn't. There's no reason to go and play that when there's so many better versions. So I get it because he's younger, so you know. Why would you go play that? So I get it. You know, I get it. It would feel so primitive, right? Compared to any Street Fighter. Even Super Street Fighter has stuff that's better, right? Like, considerably. Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Matthew says, in magazines, they had scratch sniff stickers for Earthbound that failed to market the game, says Matthew. Blasphemy about vanilla Street Fighter 2, says Matthew. Matthew says, I loved it while playing it during the 90s, says Matthew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you were old enough to remember it, then, and you liked fighting games, you loved it, right? And Street Fighter 2 is one of those games probably that got you into all that, you know? Street Fighter 2, neo-geo.
It's funny because Street Fighter 2 was my very first fighter game I played, and I loved it, you know? But I sucked at it, but I liked playing it. Just that.
But now you don't like it?
No, I don't like any fighting games. I just don't like it. I just don't. Unless if it's like an RPG something, or you got
or Smash.
Or Smash. Smash is fun.
He likes Smash.
Pope says, I go back to Turbo and Super from time to time. Alpha 3 is my jam. Having a blast getting my ass beat in Alpha 3 Upper and Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Says the Pope.
Nice.
Rover says, I only play Strawberry Street Fighter 2.
None of this vanilla shit.
Matthew says Street Fighter 1 was basic and arsenic? Is that word? Archaic, I'm so sorry.
That's like when something is like primitive.
Compared to Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, it is. Dude, Street Fighter 1 is like... It's so funny because the guy who made Street Fighter 1 went on to make Fatal Fury 1. I'm like, man, this guy's just not... But I mean, like, I feel like he revolutionized... That guy pretty much started, like... Not revolutionized fighting games, but he started the whole, like, fighting game craze. In a way, right? Street Fighter 2 did, but... Homeboy who made Street Fighter 1 and later made... Fatal Fury 1. Same guy. I forget his name. I can't think about it right now.
Street Fighter 2 Rainbow Sherbet Edition, says the Pope.
Street Fighter 2 Chocolate Chip Mint. Chocominto. Alright. Let's move on. Next one comes to us from JT. JT, what game did you try to get into but couldn't, and why? JT says, Live Alive, the combat system, going through each scenario, stories, everything about it just didn't grab me. I sold the game 1 week after my purchase. It's a shame because it's a Squaresoft title and I wanted to like it. Not saying that the game is bad, it just wasn't for me. I find that interesting because JT loves Octopath Traveler. He was the one who bought it who bought part 2 for Jesse. I feel like Octopath Traveler takes a lot from Live Alive. So very, very, very surprised that he couldn't get into Live Alive.
Rover's the Chocolate Starfish edition.
Chocolate Starfish. Chocolate Starfish and hot dog flavored water. Did anyone else play Live Alive?
I feel like he may not like the storyline of Live Alive. Octopath Traveler has a different eight different stories.
Yeah.
And some of the stories are like, wow, this is so cool. And then it hits middle story, I'm like, oh my god, this is so depressing. Final story, oh, you're crying, you know? Because I just got to a story where it's like, oh no, like it's so sad, you know? It's like,
well, Live Alive came out like 40 years ago. You know what I mean? So like, well, not like 30 years ago, 30 something years ago, Live Alive came out. So it's, you know, like Dark Entity said, Live Alive walked so Octopath could run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's true. You got to consider too that the game is not going to be written. It's not going to have like the scenario of something like Octopath, you know, or even the gameplay of something like Octopath.
When did Live Alive come out?
94?
94, wow.
Or something, 93? It's pretty old. You know, so 30 plus years now for Live Alive, or 95? 94, 95, I don't remember. But it's old.
Need to, says Matthew. The Pope says, yes, I tried Live Alive when the HD 2D remaster came out. And I tried it and did the cave dude first. The combat wasn't doing it for me.
Yeah, I did the cave dude first too. He was the first one I did. I didn't mind it. It was, the combat's very old school though, you know, but I feel like I would like to go back and play it some more, actually.
Matthew says Street Fighter 2 walked so Street Fighter games could run. Says Matthew.
That's funny. So true. That's such a deep cut, Matthew.
That should be a shirt.
Street Fighter 2 walked so Street Fighter could run.
Let's do it.
And that series is still going. It's still going now, right? Isn't the newest one like Chin Pokemon Edition or something?
Rover says some games stand on the shoulders of giants, but then piss on their heads. Says Rover. Nuff Dragon says it's sad. I bought a lot of physical and digital games, but only play Warcraft. Says Nuff Dragon. The Pope says peak RPG combat is Chrono Trigger and Xenogears.
Xenogears.
I was about to say Choro Trigger.
Choro Trigger. Yeah, Xenogears. I agree with Xenogears. Chrono Trigger is another game I just couldn't get into. I know it's
either. I tried.
I've tried too, like 3 times.
They were like, but you like Secret of Mana. How can you like Chrono Trigger? I was like, they're not the same.
The gameplay is completely different.
Yeah.
Chin Chin Pokemon is the Diglett Saru. He is a Chin Chin. Kawaii Chin Chin.
Rover says the combat in Xenogears is one of the reasons it's my favorite traditional RPG game of all time.
The combat in Xenogears was so freaking cool. It was so cool. And the sprite work. The game was just badass. Amazing character designs, you know, like the character designs were beautiful. The sprite work was just gorgeous for the time, you know, and like the gameplay was good. Music was good. It was just a good game all around. If Disc 2 wasn't so text heavy, Xenogears would be perfect RPG. That's true. Yeah, the second half of the game is kind of like the story gets like, it starts getting really crazy deep, but overall it's a good game. It's a really good game. Let's see. All right, moving on. What was that, JT?
Yeah, it's GT. Snapdragon says Legends of Legaia had good combat combos system like Xenogears. Ranger says, I mean, JRPGs are known for being text heavy in general, though. SaruPro vs. Sorrel was playing Xenogears not long ago, and it took her some time to get into it. But by the time she got really deep into the story, it was on her list of best games of the year.
Oh yeah, I could see that. All right. Sorry, I'm having such a hard time breathing. So Jesse is like helping me like read stuff. I've had like crazy like I don't know why I'm having like issues breathing. So when I have trouble breathing, it like raises my anxiety. And then my anxiety makes it harder for me to like breathe. This has been a thing now for this whole week, which is why I haven't been streaming a whole lot. I streamed Monday and then I streamed Friday and then today. Even PC Engine Friday yesterday was so hard, and I only ended up doing not even 4 hours when I usually do like 6 or 8 hours. But yeah, I haven't been breathing well, so I'm having like really bad anxiety issues. So I apologize if I'm breathing a lot or sighing a lot. I'm sighing because I can barely breathe. All right, moving on. Next one comes to us from Randrick. Randrick says, well, technically not one game, but a series. The answer for me would be, without a doubt, Legend of Heroes series. The Trails series, to be more precise. The first one I got was Trails in the Sky first chapter on PSP back in the day. Or Tits, if you prefer. The first time I played that one, I just couldn't get into it. I played like 5 or 6 hours, and the combat, the pacing were so slow I just gave up. Over the years, I probably tried to get into it maybe 6 or 7 times, and each time I just couldn't. It was in 2021 that I finally managed to beat this game on my PC. It had fast forward key feature, and I could speed up everything. My impression overall was, while it's not a bad game, the game was too slow with the pacing. I understand what Falcom did here, and it's quite frankly impressive, the world that they created, but it really wasn't for me. Also, I finished Trail of Cold Steel 1 and 2. The anime cliches and tropes are somewhat more tolerable, and the combat system made these two games more enjoyable, but the ending of the second game had such a lazy and predictable ending that I cursed at my TV and never went back to any of the Legend of Hero games. To be fair, it's not a horrible series, it's just not a game for anyone. Or I'm sorry, not a game for me anymore, not anyone. It's not bad, just nobody should play it. As a kid, I would have loved these games. I will also admit that this series reminds me of how complacent Falcom became, and they pretty much only release Legend of Heroes games now and one East game every 5 years or so. I also think that instead of going for originality and innovation, they literally went the easy route with fan service and anime cliches instead of original ideas like back in the days with Popful Mail, Gurumin, Sorcerian, and Xanadu. 100% agree with all of this about Falcom and the Trails series. I am right up there with you with that. The exception with me is that I haven't beat any of the Legend of Heroes games. I got into the first Blue Sky or whatever, Tales or whatever, and I do like what's-her-face, Estelle. I think she is a cool character, but I'm the same way. I couldn't get through it.
Matthew says, if you want to stop SaruShow, we would understand. This is Matthew.
No, I think we should be okay.
Snapdragon says, something's in the air. All of us here have been having issues as well.
That could be. I feel like the air is extra thick. Right? Because, like, I've been having trouble breathing. Like, I'll get up in the middle of the night and just, I can't, like, I'm not able to breathe. I don't know what's going on.
Randrick says, I got stuck on a boss where I had to save just before and I could not go back to grind, so I gave up, says Randrick. Oh, I hate that. That's why I have 2 saves, just in case. Matthew says Falcom knew what they were doing by calling us the series TITS. Priya says, feel better soon, Saru.
Thank you, Priya.
Snapdragon says, dance, monkey, dance. Just kidding.
Entertain us.
Pope says, if you think Falcom is bad, Kemco has been shitting out RPGs.
And they're so bad. I got one on the Vita. I don't remember what it was. I forget. I got one on the Vita, and I was like, man, the quality of this game is so shit. And then I looked, and like they were like Kemco was like still making them, and I'm like, are they just making like a bunch of like cheaply drawn? Now with AI, they're probably just making a bunch of like AI RPGs, right? It's crazy though. Could be some allergies. It's possible. I feel the heaviness like in my lungs though, kind of like when I got COVID, that like heaviness I had. Not as bad. Do you guys remember when I had to go? I went to the hospital. It was during a Saturday show. It was during SaruShow. I went to the hospital, and I ended it, and I was like, and then I went to the hospital, like, not immediately after, but after that, I was like dying after SaruShow. I went to the hospital for Delta immediately, not immediately after, but that same night after SaruShow, and I immediately after SaruShow just started feeling like horrible. This isn't anything like that. I was literally like dying that day, and I couldn't figure out why. Oh, because I had freaking Delta. And then I almost died. Dude, I feel like I almost died that day. I had to write on a piece of paper. I wrote hospital I didn't even finish writing the word. And we went to the hospital.
Yeah, I remember a hospital. I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Neurostrategy says, one thing that happened after I got COVID? I became allergic to dogs and cats. Says Neurostrategy. Wow.
Yeah. After COVID, I can't smoke weed anymore. I can't smoke it. Like, I can do like edibles and stuff, but I used to smoke it all the time.
Grover says, I still use AI a little for my assets, but it's only for stuff like backgrounds or paintings. Never for main content. If you never see an AI generated visual novel for me. This is Grover.
Yeah, I feel like the thing with AI that I find a problem is that people rely on it entirely for a lot of stuff, and I think that's an issue. If you're using AI as a references, that's no different than using pictures as references. I have no problem with that. I know a lot of people who use AI references to do their art. If you're using it to reference it as a base, that's fine. That's no difference than picking up a magazine and using a magazine as a reference. People did it in video games all the time. People did it in Japan all the time. People threw in real pictures into video games all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and then digitize those pictures. How is that any different? Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I feel like I am right in the middle. Like always. I'm always in the middle with everything. And I think that rubs people the wrong way. But when it comes to AI, I am in the middle with it. Because I think that I know that there's like bad things with AI that really suck. Like people are doing like all that artwork in AI, where they're just generating it entirely in AI. Shitty. You know what I mean? If you're using it as a reference though, that's different. You're using it as a reference to create something. That's fine.
Matthew says, shame no AI generated tater visual novel. This is Matthew. Dragon says, after COVID, I'm gay on Sundays. And then you go to church and, Father, forgive my sins.
Forgive my sins.
I have sinned.
Yep. I sin every week, but, I just pray the gay away and everything's good.
I use AI to give me a face on my characters, so when I finally find an artist, they have something to go work off of, says the Pope. Radrick says, if you have no talent for drawing and use it for assets in your games, then that's perfectly fine with me. But if you're using AI for everything or just to make a quick buck, then shame on you.
Yeah,
Radrick.
I agree. If you're using it for like simple assets, right? Like row versus background stuff, who cares? You know what I mean? But you gotta have, some, like, your characters. Like, I'm doing his characters for his game. Like, we're using real art. He's using real art for his game, and I'm providing that real art. So if you're using it for menial tasks, tedium, that's fine.
Rover says, it rubs people the wrong way to be in the middle of an issue because lately people are more divided than ever. So if you have it either be for them or against them in their minds, says Rover.
Yeah, that's why, like, when I was saying that it rubs people the wrong way about me being in the middle, that's like with everything, right? Like when it comes to like AI, I'm like right in the middle. When it comes to like political stuff, I'm right in the middle. Like I'm always in the middle with stuff. And nowadays it's, you have to be on this team or you have to be on this team, and it's like, no, fuck you. I want to be, let me be here. Let me be where I'm at. I'm okay here.
I just like pizza.
I just want to be here and make fun of everything. You know what I mean? Just let me sit on the wall. Do you know what I mean? You're sitting up on the wall and watching everything happen. That's the best. Dark Energy says, I remembered Hong Kong 97 and how the main character Chin is just a straight up Jackie Chan. It was just straight up a picture of Jackie Chan from Wheels on Wheels.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Matthew says, what happened to game devs and publishers wanting to put NFTs in their games so you can own the piece of the digital art in the game? This is Matthew.
God. That's another thing I had a huge problem with is NFTs. I was very anti NFT because I think that's so stupid. I don't think I'll rub anyone the wrong way here by saying that I thought NFTs were stupid. I don't think anyone here is of the mind that NFTs were ever cool. Right? And if you are, I'm sorry.
There was someone who said that to you, that they called you dumb because you didn't want to.
Because I didn't want to do the NFT thing,
art.
and they were saying, "Oh, well, you're just leaving money on the table," or something like that. Somebody was, I don't remember who it was.
Kept pressuring you.
Yeah, somebody like kept
pressuring you.
He's like, "Why haven't you gotten into NFTs?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't, because I think it's fucking dumb. NFTs are stupid." Fuck NFTs, says Rover. Dude, yeah, I remember I had one guy who was like hella pressuring me to do NFT stuff. He's like, you could be selling your art right now. You could be doing this. You could be doing that. And I was like, no, I feel like everything about NFTs is stupid and morally wrong and, bad for the environment. It's like, it's bad for everything. Fuck crypto too. Exactly. Yeah, all of it. NFT is just another form of crypto stuff.
Welcome in, Famicom and GT Beakerman.
Welcome in, Beakermans and Famicoms. If you're just coming in and you want to be in the Gachapon, just press 1 on your keyboard.
I found this. I'm not sure if you want to put it in.
Is this one?
Oh, thank you, Matthew. No, it's yours? Okay.
Oh, Matthew, thank you.
So no?
That's fine.
Just put it over there.
It's my Segas. It's my Segas.
One. Thank you. Welcome in, Cerulean.
Welcome. I wonder what those go for, actually.
The watches that we have go for like over $200 for all of them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and I got it for like
$15. We can put it in, actually. This would be a cool prize to do. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'll make a good gachapon. Beakerman says, Uno. Dark Entity says, as a friend once put it, NFTs are bad because they're farting too hard, and we don't like stanky people. The Pope says NFTs paying $500 to own a URL. But yeah, during that whole like NFT thing, there was one guy who was like hella telling me to get into doing NFTs, and I'm like, I just didn't feel right about it.
And I remember I was like, stop.
I just thought the whole idea was so stupid. like AI doesn't bother me, right? As long as you're not counting on it to do everything for you. It was Gordo's birthday yesterday. It is rumored that Gordo has been birthday every 3 weeks. Oh, that's right. Isn't it today? Is it yesterday? Or it's today, huh? Let me go. You know what? Thanks for reminding me. You're right. I thought it was today. Gordo's birthday, isn't it today?
It's still today.
It's today, yeah?
Yeah, it's today.
Let me go say happy birthday. I almost forgot.
Happy birthday. Is he here? Happy
No, he's not here.
birthday to you.
He's not here.
Oh, okay. AI porn is amazing, though. Just Rover. It was okay. Let's see. Yeah, for Matthew it was today. For Matthew was yesterday, but for us it's still. Yeah, Matthew said.
Okay, so for Gordo's it's still today.
Yeah. Nurse says, nah, it's in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
I just realized Sugar said today too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was in 3 weeks. Let's see.
Man, I haven't even looked at the Discord today.
Gordo!
Gordo's! It's today! That's what I thought. I haven't even looked at the Discord yet. I just went in and said happy birthday in the Discord. Welcome in, 52
Gordo.
months of Gordo's.
It's your birthday.
Gordo's, it's your birthday. That means birthday gachapon for Gordo.
Gordo, pick a number 1 through.
Pick a number 1 through 4. Happy birthday, dear Gordo's day. Pick a number.
Pick
1
a
through
number.
3.
We do it right now.
Birthday gachapon. Birthday gachapon for Gordo's. Welcome in,
Panda
Gordo's.
singing. Happy birthday.
I'm 3 weeks old, says
3
Gordo's. That's what I said in the Discord. I was like, happy birthday for 3 weeks.
3.
3.
Okay.
3 for 3 weeks. I was going to say 3. All right,
There's
here
one.
we go. Here we go. Ball number 1. Ball number 1. I don't know what it is. Let's put this microphone. Ball number 1. Ball
Dark
number
Energy
1.
says, I'm heading to bed now. It's getting a bit late for me. Have a good night, people. Have
Good
a
night.
Good birthday boy.
Good night, Dark Energy. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. Ball number 1 is that one bitch from Onimusha.
That one bitch.
I want to say her name is Kaede. Ball number 2 is Black Jellycat. Not because you're a cat, but because you're black. Ball number 3 is Pinky, Stinky from Pac-Man. What is this one called? What is his name? Blinky?
Blinky?
All right. Ball number 4. Ball number 4 is a set of Virtual Fighter pins. Whoever these, Jackie and the old guy. Bonus ball number 1. Bonus ball number 1 is a Gundam. One of the Gundams. I think he's from G, right? G Gundam. And then bonus ball number 2. Bonus ball number 2 is... What is this? A Bomberman. A Bomberman's. He's cute. Alright, pick one. Pick one for your birthday, Gachapon, Gordos. Do you want me to show you again? Let's see. Bedroom. You can undo the camera now.
Oh, sorry.
Bedroom Onimusha. Black Jellycat. Pac-Man thing. Virtual Fighter pin set.
That Pac-Man's pretty cool.
This Gundam from Gundam Wing. And a Bomberman. Pick one. You pick one now. Pick one. Pick one. You pick. Pick one. Pick one now. Yosho. Yosho! Bench from Onimusha. Oh! I didn't even realize. This girl.
Oh no, Gorosins, I like the
Oh, I like the Bomberman. Okay. I thought you... This one. This Bomberman, he's got a little bomb too. That he can carry. He can carry the bomb. This is the rare one too, by the way. During the Bomberman things, he's the secret one. Because all the other Bombermans are the normal ones, like not normal, but they're like long and lanky. This is the one secret. He's the secret Bomberman. Oh, I could just show you in the paper. Let me show you. These are from Bomberman. Super Bomberman. See how he's like, this one is they're all normal, like how they look in Bomberman R. And then the little one, the little chibi one, is the old school Bomberman. He's the secret one. The rare one. Which, I think I have one too.
Right here.
He's the secrets. So cute. Look at him. He's so cute. And then you put the bomb on his chest, so he's like carrying the bomb. That one was my favorite. You know how many balls I had to like roll to get the stupid secret one? And then I finally got it. And then we got another one. It's like, what? What? But yeah. Very cool. Happy birthday to Gordos. Gordos is 32. 33. He's 33 for 3 weeks. Alright, let's put all these other guys back in the team. Congratulations. That is pretty cool. It's so cute. Super cute. Alright. Here's some balls. Have some balls. Did you put his name in that thing?
Yeah, I'm about to put it in right now.
You didn't put this one in?
Huh?
You didn't put that one in?
Oh, because I need to find tape because it keeps opening.
Oh, is that what a broken ball? How weird. We should have like extra balls.
No, I do. All the other extra balls because these don't fit. I'm not sure this one will fit too because it might be too big for it. I guess I gotta test it out.
Oh, maybe.
It might be too big for the thing. Ball,
pinky, and then this one is what is that? Just an extra one?
Just extra one. Yeah.
Oh, just by himself. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday. Is the Gleam link up to enter the giveaway?
No, you keep reading it.
Keep reading what?
Or back to session.
Oh, yeah. You have to enter number 1. You could have just said that.
No.
Enter, yeah, you just do number 1.
No, Matthew says the game giveaway Google Docs is still up.
Yeah, that's for the secret. You already answered Enough Dragon. You answered the...
Oh, you were talking about... I thought you were talking about Matthew Roach's. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry about that. Moving
on. We had asked you guys, what game did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? Speaking of Matthew, next one comes to us from Motoko 2030, a.k.a. Commander Shepard, says, Matthew here. A game I tried to get into but couldn't is Bloodborne for PS4. The reason for this is that I just couldn't handle the game mechanics of it and other Dark Souls types of games where you have to learn the precise movements of enemies, even non-bosses, and it is just too easy to die over and over again. I spent like 2 hours in the first 10 minutes of Bloodborne and couldn't get past a set of low-level enemies. Wow, really? So like every like normal like enemy has like a pattern? Man, that sounds tedious. I would hate that too. I never played it. The game, looking at the game just doesn't look like my cup of tea like at all. So that's interesting though. That it's like that. I don't really like Dark Souls kinds of games either. Me neither. Because I played Dark Souls and I don't know. I just couldn't get like, I think there's a certain joy of getting your shit kicked in all the time, but like personally me, I don't find that fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, I couldn't get into it.
Of course, since I'm old and I feel like I may be Daniel snapped.
You're fading away.
Rover says soul-like games in general are a drag, says Rover.
Yeah. But I couldn't get into Dark Souls either, so.
So Pope said, same. I couldn't get past the first section of Bloodborne. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bloodborne, I fared a little better with Sekiro. I got up to the samurai after the first boss thingy.
Is Sekiro, Sekiro? Yeah, Sekiro. Is Sekiro that kind of game? I've seen it. I was curious how it played. Is Sekiro just like Samurai Dark Souls? That's interesting. All right. Very cool. Let me make sure I didn't miss any answers. Randrick, your answer was super good. I love that one. It's exactly how I feel about Falcom. Current day Falcom.
Matthew says it is done by From Software, so yes.
Oh, it's okay. Well, then it is Samurai Souls, Dark Souls.
Yeah, it says yes. Sekiro is like Souls-like. Says it over.
All right. Just had to double check, make sure that I didn't accidentally skip someone's. Okay, next one comes to us from the Pope. The Pope says some weird sound effects in this soundtrack. It's kind of annoying. All right, let me just move to the next thing. Move to the next thing. All right, the Pope says these days it seems like I can't get into anything, but the most recent example of a game I was excited for and couldn't wait to try on my at the time of brand spanking on my Xbox at the time, my brand spanking new Xbox Series X was Armored Core 6. I just couldn't get into it. I tried to love, I just couldn't. The missions were slow, the objectives weren't clear, and it wasn't really a pretty game at all. I've been craving a good mecha game. That game wasn't what I was craving. Armored Core. Did you like the other Armored Core games? The Pope? I remember I liked the first one a lot, and then I never played any of them after that. I think the developer was Genki at that time. Is it now? Speaking of From Software, is that From Software now? All Armored Cores were done by From Software. Was Genki just a publisher for the first couple games? All right. Just making sure I didn't skip anything. I played Armored Core 4 on the 360 and that was okay. A little more my speed, says the Pope. Interesting, but 6 just wasn't doing it for you, huh? What was it about 6 that you couldn't get into? The missions were slow. The objectives weren't clear, and it wasn't really a pretty game. So it was just slow moving, huh? I submitted pretty late, says GT Beakerman. You're next, actually. It's funny you say that. Yours is the next one coming up. All right, so we asked, what game did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? Number 10 comes to us from GT Mega Turbo. Says, Eastbook 1 and 2. Just kidding. Probably Parasite Eve and Chrono Trigger, or Chrono Cross. I think I just didn't have the attention span to play those games when they were released. I was busy in the Marines and exploring Southern California, says GT Beakermans. Man, Parasite Eve, I have all of them, but I only really played the first one. But it was pretty cool. I should play through the other ones. Because I have 2, and I have Third Birthday on the PSP, but I have yet to even play them. I bought it loose at Retro City Games like 10 years ago. Not 10 years ago. Like, shit, possibly. possibly like 10 years ago. Man,
Yeah,
I don't realize how
10 years ago,
how
yeah.
quick time goes by. But yes, I got third birthday.
Rover says, Matthew says, ooh, Parasite Eve, love those games. The Pope says Parasite Eve was unique. Rover says only the first PE games is good. PE2 is a tank control garbage. Says Rover. The Pope says half RPG, half Resident Evil. Says the Pope.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
GT Briggerman says I did like it, but I couldn't put the name into it. Says GT Briggerman.
Aya was a hottie too, says the Pope. I used to draw a lot of Aya fan art back in the day. Well, I say a lot, but like 3 different ones.
Welcome in, Matthew Kelly.
SaruPro tank control games as Matthew.
Rover says the Pope. Fuck yeah, she is.
But yeah, Parasite Eve, dude, that opening was crazy. When I first saw that opening for Parasite Eve, I was like, whoa. Crazy. Yeah, it was cool. The concept was cool in Parasite Eve. But one of these days I'll play the other 2. Or maybe I don't have to. I don't know. Third birthday, though, kind of seems interesting. Have you played the PSP one, Rover? Should I just skip 2 and go straight to the PSP one, maybe? Maybe I could just skip the second game entirely. I would only make a tank control game if you're controlling a tank from the inside, not any other kind of game.
Matthew says PE needs to be remastered when they can get back the license. Says Matthew.
The license. Who owns the license for it? Was it because wasn't it like a book or something like that, or a novel? Right? Wasn't it like a game adapted from a novel or something like that? I don't remember. But who owns the license for it? Interesting. Very cool. Very cool answer. Got us talking about Parasite Eve here. Chrono Cross. So did you like GT Beakerman? Did you like Chrono Trigger but just couldn't get into Chrono Cross because of how different it looked or the gameplay? What was it about Chrono Cross you couldn't get into? And did you like Trigger? Thank you for the heart attacks. I see those heart attacks. Make sure you hit the like button too, you guys. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. It does help us out.
I miss Trigger as well, says GT Briggerman. They lost the license to the novel, says Matthew.
I missed Trigger as well. So you didn't play either one, Chrono Trigger or Cross? I thought maybe you liked Trigger and then couldn't get into Cross. Localizers would fuck it all up, so I'm kind of glad they can't be remade. Let's see. They lost the license to the novel. That's what I thought. I thought it was like a novel.
Right, I joined the Marines in 1995. 94, sorry. Says GT Briggerman.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So, next one comes to us from Nerd Strategy. Nerd Strategy says, I think this just happens honestly when you get older. I think I talked about this ironically with Johnny Millennium at Game On Expo last time he went. It just happens. You find a game series that you really enjoy when you start gaming and explore thousands of them, but sometimes the popular games just don't click, and it gets a bit more narrow the older you get. After all, there's 100,000 choices, and it's okay not to like popular things. And that being said, the Shantae series, I know the animation looks great, it's colorful, and it's a series that made way forward as a company. I don't know, it's too cutesy for me, and I like grit in my games, I guess. I mean, I did grow up with a PS1, so it was games like Metal Gear Solid, Siphon Filter. That game is some stupid level of hard too, though it is as fun as People Till They Catch Fire. Crash Bandicoot, I like the urban sci-fi cartoony thing that had going on for Cortex and an engine worth the metal textures and the yellow and black hazard paint and the lasers and stuff. and Final Fantasy VII. Sorry, I don't know why I started laughing. Resident Evil, Rampage. You know, it's my type of feel I like for stuff. Don't get me wrong, Shantae handles great too. The art direction is just different from my norm. And yeah, I've tried everyone that comes out, but I just hate to say it, just not for me, says Nerd Strategy. I don't know, like, I can't say I couldn't get into the Shantae games, because I liked Half Genie Hero, but I started so many of them and never beat them.
Me too. I started like 3 and I didn't beat them.
Yeah, I didn't beat them. I started the original Game Boy one, never beat it, thought it was cool, but Game Boy Color. I started Risky's Revenge and never beat it, and Half Genie Hero, I played almost the entire game and didn't beat it. And I have to say the farthest I've gotten into any Shantae game was Half Genie Hero. Nerd Strategy says sorry, lol. This was one of your what do you call it? I don't know. Doesn't matter. That's fine. I think sometimes you have a knack for words, I guess. The Pope says, yeah, I kind of get it with Shantae. I played a few of them. I never really got anywhere. I like the character. She's hot, but the games are just kind of there. Like, I don't know what it is about the Shantae games. Because I like them. They're fun.
They're fun, yeah.
But for some reason, I could never
beat.
I could never find myself to finish them. I decide, I'll play through it, and I'm having fun while I'm playing through it. And then I'm kind of like, all right, I'll come back to it. And then when I think about coming back to it, I'm like, I'd rather play this other game.
Yeah.
And then I'll play some other game, and then I never go back to it.
Might as well just watch a YouTube, ending the YouTube.
Right? Just with Half Genie Hero, I think I'm just going to go to YouTube and
watch the 20 minutes of the ending, and like, okay, I beat it.
Because I'm so close, I think, in Half Genie Hero to beating it, but I'm just kind of like, I was playing it on Vita. I had bought the Vita Collector's Edition, and I bought all of them. I had all the Shantaes, and I sold them all on Whatnot, because I'm like, I'm never even playing these fucking games. Yeah. I can make money on these games, so I sold them all on Whatnot. Maybe the writing doesn't draw you in. I think so. I think the writing, I also find like the some of the level designs are kind of stale, if that's a thing too. Like, I find some of the level designs to be kind of just there, so the story doesn't exactly captivate me, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is.
The Pope says, start Shantae game. Make Shantae dance. Play something else.
Basically.
Morva says, a proper story needs to draw you in and make you want to know what happens next. Plenty of games fuck that detail up.
Yeah. It's not even but I mean, I also feel like the gameplay there has to be something, right? Like, if the story is blah, it's fine. But if the gameplay is really good, then I won't even care about the story, right? Because the gameplay is fun. But I feel like it doesn't exactly do either story or gameplay isn't captivating enough for me. But I do like the game is aesthetic. It's right up my alley with the aesthetics. I love that kind of shit. You know what I mean? The design, especially the artwork in Half Genie Hero. Love that artwork because they change artists, right? Like every other game. Half Genie Hero had a style that I loved, and the game after that, Seven Sirens, had an art style I really liked. The other games, so. But Half Genie Hero, love the art in that one. Actually, Risky's Revenge didn't have... most of the Shantae games have pretty decent art, except the first one. The original creator's art, I don't like his art. Even though I know him and his wife, I guess, created the design, I don't care for it. I think it's gross looking. But all the other artists that they hired later on, like their art is great.
Matthew says Shantae turning into a monkey and Saru is a monkey. Says Matthew.
I love the monkey Shantae. It's so cute when it does the jump. The leg and the arms do this like thing. It's so cute. Super cute. Love that. That's my favorite transformation. I mean, well, duh. The best way forward game is the first River City Girls. That was a good game. I didn't finish that one either, but I liked it. I should finish that one, actually. I got like halfway through it. I haven't even touched 2. I have my copy of 2 is still sealed, actually. Yeah. I haven't even touched River City 2 yet. But, yeah, first one was cool. 2, not so much. What was bad about 2? What did you not like about 2, Pope? Was it the story wasn't captivating? Was the game too much of the same? Matthew Kelly says, do you think the first Shantae game should get a remake using the modern Shantae art better? Ooh, that would be cool. That would be awesome. I would probably play that and then stop halfway through. But no, it would be cool if they did do that with the newer art styles that they used. Because some of those newer artists for those Shantae games, I love the artwork. It's so good. But the OG art was like... Yay! Yes, let's bust the seal on River City 2. It's time. It's time. They remade the first one recently.
Famicom says 2 just felt like DLC for 1.
He's talking about like remaking it with the new art style though, Nerd Strategy.
The Pope says 2 reused a lot of the assets and ran at half the frame rate, says the Pope.
Oh, really? Wow. Like, ran at half the frame rate on purpose? Or just because it was struggling? Or...
That's shitty.
Wow, I didn't know that. Was that a choice to do it that way? Because I thought the first game looked really good. Loved that pixel art style that they used. The story was good too. I liked it. They remade the first one recently. It's not too expensive because a lot of people bought it. Yes, we know there is a remake. But what Matthew Kelly was saying is, do you think the first game should get a remake with the modern art, the modern Shantae art?
Matthew says, anyone here getting the LRG Jax blow-up doll?
The one that I read is gay sex. Did they do that on purpose? Was that a... Because the thing, it's a blow-up doll, and it says, say Gex.
Oh my god.
And I read... I read it as gay sex, and I'm like, damn it, now I'm some sort of furry. But, so random. Yeah, I read that. The first thing I read that as was gay sex. I was like, what? Reread it. Oh.
Whoops.
Reread. Famicom says, personally, I hate the Game Boy Color Shantae, but the rest are good. Damn, you hate it, huh? Wait, isn't that real? What is the Gex thing? It is. Pretty sure it is real. Gex doesn't have fur, so what is it called when you have a fetish for lizards? I don't know. Are you scalies?
Scalies?
Scalies. I'm Gailies for scalies.
Gailies for scalies.
Matthew Kelly says, what seal did you came up for Seal Busters? Was the seal from Ice Climbers, since Nintendo had to change the seals to small bird creatures called Topi? It's just funny, right? Because like clubbing seals was this whole like thing back in the day. Is it really scalies? I was just joking. Is that really what it's called? When
That's
you're like,
hilarious.
Is that
there's a thing for everything, you know. There's one I know for Ghost. Don't ask me why I know, but
For ghosts?
Ghost, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, look it up. Don't look it up. Famicom says, well, so many people worship the game, and then I tried it, and it sucks ass, says Famicom.
It's alright. I think for Game Boy Color, it does a lot of things that's really impressive. But I didn't get far in that game either, though. Like every Shantae game.
Matthew says, SaruPro clubbing seals game.
That would be cute.
That'd be cute.
And we'll just call it Seal Busters. We need that as a mini game in something. Rover, can we make that a mini game?
Peter will go all over you. What the fuck is this?
Can we make that a hidden mini game somehow? Or if you beat it, when you beat Monkey Engine, we can have a thing and just make like a simple Seal Busters game.
Famicom says, maybe I would feel different if I played back in the day, but no thank you, says Famicom. It's called
herpetophilia. Is it really?
Rover, how do you know that? Rover says, sure.
Yay! Seal Busters game. The lizard fetish thing.
Matthew says, so like how Paprium had mini games, so will SaruPro, says Matthew. The lizard fetish thing, lol, says no strategy. The Pope says, Sonic new friend, club the seal.
Club.
The seal.
Club the seal. Is it really called herpetophilia? Maybe I would feel different if I played it back in the day, but no thank you. With Shantae. I played Shantae back in the day, and I thought it was impressive at the time. I don't know how I would feel about replaying it. I think I have the Switch one. Maybe. I thought I did. I think I do. Because I sold the Game Boy one that I had. I think Elvis Roa bought that one. I want to say. But, anyhow. Let's go ahead and move on. Next one. We had asked, what game did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? The next one comes to us from Dark Entity. Number 12 says, throughout my childhood, I've had many friends who try to get me into many games in a certain first-person shooter franchise. To be able to play with those friends, I gave the Call of Duty franchise so many attempts. Modern Warfare, Black Ops 1 through 4, versus Zombies. Never once did I have fun with it. It might have just been a set of precedent for a personal negative bias against first-person shooter games on a gameplay standpoint for me. Most deaths I had felt like they were out of my control, or I had zero chance to react. In third-person shooters like Resident Evil, I feel like I can actually react to the majority of what goes on, and I don't get blindsided so much. And thus, it feels like the deaths are my fault. With first-person shooters, I can't perceive my environment so well, so I get blindsided and insta-killed way too easily. I tried to give it a chance, I really did, but I just can't ever enjoy a Call of Duty like many people do. At least the one time I played Halo Reach was kind of fun, says Dark Entity. I am with you. With as far as the first-person shooter games, I am the same. I'm like playing and then I'm dead and I don't know why I'm dead, you know, and I'm like...
I feel like that's how the same with me with fighting games. It's like, I'm doing the thing, but how come it's not, you know, the combos?
Yeah.
I can't do the combos. Why? I'm doing it. I'm reading it. I can't do them.
But at least with fighting games, you could see yourself getting your ass beat. With first-person shooters,
That's true.
you're just playing, and the next thing you know, you're dead. So, I get what he's saying 100%.
Yeah,
you know what
I
mean?
agree.
And I could never, especially like the Call of Duty games, I could never get into any of those. I had, which one was it? I had one on PS3. I think it was called Resistance. And that, not that that was a Call of Duty game, but like it was a first-person shooter game. And I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into Halo. I think Doom 2 was my extent. Those old kind of like Wolfenstein Wolfenstein, Doom, and Doom 2. After Doom 2, that was it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, I can't do the modern 3D ones. I just couldn't.
Matthew says LRG milks Shantae to death. Plus, LRG used knockoff parts for the GBA carts. Says
That one,
Matthew.
Resistance, Fall of Man. I had that one on PS3.
I don't like COD. I just can't get into it. I like Halo and other things. Pope says I looked into what the Way Forward has done to their gamerography. It's interesting. Too hard.
Oh yeah, you know when you swallow something
Yeah.
hard.
Giggity. Rover says I usually put mini games in big games anyways. Yuki PC Engine was exception, but Yuki PC isn't. Mysterious Song PC Engine has a hidden Bomberman game in it. Says Rover.
Oh right.
Matthew says stupid kids in COD. Rover, the Pope says single player COD can be good. It depends on the game. The Modern Warfare trilogy had a good story. Matthew says I agree with OG Modern Warfare, not the remastered one. Says Matthew. The Pope says, but give me the 90s FPS all day, every day. Quake aged like fine wine. Says the Pope. Rover says at the they're just talking to each other. Okay.
Yeah. So, wait. There's a mini game in Yuki PC. Did we talk about it and I just don't remember? It's possible. All right. Awesome answer, Dark Entity. I like that one. I'm right there with you with first-person shooter games. I just can't get into them. Though I did get into Gears of War, because Gears of War kind of felt like more of an action game, right?
Yeah, it was
It
different.
was like third-person perspective, so, and it was different. I was like, this is cool. I liked how it did things. It felt more like an action game.
It did, yeah.
Several mini games. What? Wait, hold on. Saru liked Gears of War. Oh yes, I like Gears of War. I had the first one.
Same reaction with me, Matthew. When he told me, I'm like, what?
It was cool.
What are you talking about?
I enjoyed it. I loved that you could see the characters. Later on, I would draw them all kissing. It was fun. Gears was fun, GT Beakerman.
How many Gears of War is there now? 5?
5?
5, I think.
I thought there were 4. Is there 5 of them? Dang. But yeah, after the first one, I was like, this is good enough. You know, I didn't really play much Xbox after that either, too, so I didn't really get into it. Damn, there's 5. Yeah, wow. 4 mini games: Mob Rush, Boss Rush, Shido Pong, and Yuki Doku. I want to see. Well, I know there was the Boss Rush thing. What is Mob Rush? Just a bunch of enemies
Shido Pong.
that you can like. You just kill a bunch and you try to get a best combo or something? Because I like that idea. That's cool. That's cool. Can we throw those in some mini things into Magic Engine? Let's see here. 5 Gears main games plus a spin-off. There's a spin-off too? Holy shit. There's more than that, says Nerd Strategy.
No Yuki dating sim minigames, is Matthew.
Do you want me to make a Yuki dating sim? I'll make it. It just won't be very long. But I can make one. I just can't do it now.
All they do is just kiss.
Right. There'll be 2 sentences, and then the next scene is just kissing. The end.
The end.
You won.
You win. Congratulations.
I could do it and just make it like a digital thing. Shoot, I could even do it on the Game Boy, actually. By myself. I don't even need help with that one. Doing like a dating sim game on Game Boy would probably be the easiest way to make one that I could make a physical without needing the help of a programmer.
Yeah, Mob Rush is a special mode where enemies spawn indefinitely and you try for the highest score, says Matthew. Says Rover.
Now, how does it work when they like the enemies come out? You just go for the highest score, or do like? Oh man, I have some ideas actually for something like that, where you can try to go for like the highest combo of things that come out, right? And as soon as you like, maybe do one with the oh, can we do one with the Yuki Jet where things fly by, and the idea is to get like the biggest combo, and then like the more time goes, the faster the enemy goes, and as soon as you miss one, you lose. So people are trying to go for like the biggest combo for it. That would be cool if we could do that for like a Yuki Jet stage. It would be awesome.
Matthew says, so we are shippers here for Yuki and Jenny, says Matthew.
And that's the only route you get in the game.
So horde mode, Rover says Matthew. Yeah, basically says Rover.
Every route leads to just Yuki and Jenny at the end kissing. Doesn't matter which route choices you pick. That's just the end result.
Even when you end the game, you're like, get out of this game. Nope. Jenny and Yuki kissing. You're stuck here.
Look out for cotton 100%. 50% satin will dethrone you, says Matthew. That would be funny. Oh my god, you know what? Doing the mini games would be a good way to like do those franchises, right? That we can never make into full games. We can do one for cotton, or for satin, and just make that like the combo shooty idea I was just talking about. I'll message you about it, and I'll give you a sprite, and then we can just reuse the sprite for the stage and turn that into a thing. Oh my god, that would be so fun. Can we do that, Rover, please?
What is the wheel?
We can do that. Oh, we can do it now, because look, I'm almost
Two
done.
more left.
I have Rover, I have Matthew Kelly, and I have Johnny Graphics, and that's it.
Do you want to do Rovers and then we'll do the wheel?
Yeah.
Should we just do it?
We'll do Rovers. All right, so getting back into it, we said what game here. Remove all of this. I think that nobody cares about it. Neither do I. So it's fine. Yeah, let's get rid of all of that. Just get a clean screen.
Okay.
Clean screen. The King of Hades is here. He says, "Coom, what's up, King of Hades? Welcome in. How are you? Welcome to the King of Hades. How are you, sir? How are you, sir? Hope you had a good evening. Fatal Relations. I remember that game. The maid waking you up every morning. Wait, what? What is that? Sounds like the quiz in Fatal Relations. If you answer the questions wrong, it'll just upset them until you get the answers right. And then you have sex with the girl anyway. Regardless. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Alright. Moving on, we'd ask you guys, what game did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? Number 13 comes to us from Rover, Tater Pants. Rover says, World of Warcraft bored the fuck out of me. I don't know why. It was just so boring. Just another mob grinder. Yawn. This is Rover. Like OG? Oh, like World of Warcraft. Yeah, World of Warcraft. I tried it. I got to like level 20 and then I was like, I'm bored. So I get it. I get it too. I get that. Alright, we have two more, but we're going to do the Gachapon giveaway right now. Gachapon giveaway time. Gordo says, I feel attacked. What level did Jesse get in WoW? Jesse had multiple characters at high levels.
I had like 5 level 90s.
Yeah. Multiples. Multiple high level characters.
All Alliance. Okay.
Maybe that was my problem. Maybe my problem was I started with a horde character and Maybe I should have started with an alliance character.
I think I don't think it matters. I think it's the guild.
Really
No, it doesn't really matter. It's about the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it's if you meet people, because I met people when I first started and they helped me out, and I joined the guild and everyone was so nice. And I think that's what it is. I would log in and be happy to see people go on. If you don't have that, then I feel like you feel lonely. You know.
Yeah, I was by myself for the most part, actually.
So, I feel like you need to play WoW. You need to have friends or you meet new people. That's what I think.
I get it. Sherry Johnson, welcome.
Welcome in.
Hades, did you wash your ass today? This is nerd strategy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the Gachapon giveaway, guys. This is everybody who is in the Gachapon giveaway right now. If you are a member of the Saru Crew VIP, make yourself known so that we can add you to the wheel now. I think we've got everyone who's VIP.
I think we got everyone here that's VIP. So I got Rover, GT Beakerman, I got Matthew,
Gordos.
I think that's it. Okay.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and start it, you guys. Here we go. We're gonna shuffle it.
1, 2,
3, and here we go. Good luck, everybody. Good luck.
It's gonna be.
Oh,
it's gonna be.
Enough Dragon. It was almost the birthday boy. Enough Dragon.
That would have been funny if it happened again.
Right? All right, Enough Dragon. You are the winner.
Is he here?
Yes. He says, yay. Pick a number between 1 through 4.
Let me get the coins first.
If anyone is new here, we do a Gachapon here every Saturday. We do Gachapon giveaways. You pick a number, your prize corresponds to that number. Sherry Johnson says, I'm King of Hades' girlfriend. Girl Boss, welcome! Oh, nice.
Welcome
Very
in.
cool. Welcome in, Girl Boss. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Very cool.
Some of the coins got stuck.
Very cool. Welcome in.
I forgot to put in the cap. Damn it.
Oh, no.
Sorry, hold on. There you go. Here goes one.
Famicom says, I'm new here. I win. This is Famicom.
Oh, there it is. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Sorry. Because I forgot. Here, show them. So I forgot to put in that.
The coin
tray. So when I was doing Gordosteins, it was just popping out in the back and gets stuck in the back.
Okay. How funny.
Okay. What does he pick?
So nude. He picked 4.
4.
All right, here we go. Oh, we didn't do voting for next week's question.
Oh, no, next week is going to be, remember we're going to do,
VGST?
Bubble? Yeah, VGST.
Next Saturday, we're doing a VGST. So we can do voting, I guess, on that day. Right?
Yeah, we're doing that day.
Next Saturday, we're doing a VGST on Bubble Bobble. Bubble-doo. So we're just going to talk about the Bubble Bobble series. And,
what did you pick? 4.
4. Yeah, so next week we're doing a VGST. Poozle Booble. Alright, ball number 1. Evangelion head. One of those Kuji prizes. Ichiban Kuji. Ball number 2. Black Jelly Cat. And ball number 3 is Virtua Fighter pins. Why are these like almost the same prizes that came out? Except for the Evangelion head. Here it is. Ball number 4. Ball number 4 is another Jelly Cat. This one is a clear. He's a clear Jelly Cat. He's the color of cum. It's Cum Cat. Cum Cat. This one's cute. I love this one. That's adorable. That is cute. All right, that's your prize. You got clear Jelly Cat with his plates. So cute. Congratulations to Enough Dragon. Woo for my daughter. Excellent.
Awesome.
Yes. It's adorable. She'll love that. so cute.
Let me write it.
So cute. But yes, we do these gachapons every Saturday. It's completely free to enter. So if you're new here, just keep in mind we do them every Saturday. Free to enter. If you're in the US, we mail it to you. If you're not in the US, we let you pick from a sticker set because it's expensive to ship stuff if you're not in the US. So and then we roll again for someone hopefully afterwards.
So anyone can enter. It doesn't matter if you're SaruPro or
Right.
not.
It doesn't matter. It's completely free to enter for anyone. And yes, King of Hades, more dick.
Yes. We need more dick.
More dick. But it is free to enter. We do it every Saturday. And then if you're a member, obviously, of the Saru VIP, you have extra perks like 2 more balls. You get 2 extra balls. And you get to pick any prize. The number is just for the box prize or big prizes. So you still pick a number in the hopes that the big prize will land on that number. But being part of the VIP gets you 2 balls extra. So potentially you can pick from 6 regular gachapon prizes. But yeah, 5 or 6 depending. More dick. Balls deep, says the King of Hades. Always. Famicom says Saru VIP. Yes.
Falcom says also that he got Bakari sweat. Nice.
Bakari, what there it is.
I was gonna say something else.
Sounded like you were gonna say Bakari sex.
Bakari sex. That might be better.
Oh, Matthew with the 5
Matthew,
gift
thank you.
memberships. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so next Saturday is going to be a little different. Not SaruShow. It's going to be video game show and tell. Look at that. Matthew has gifted a sub to Tony Wilson, to Twisted71, to Galactic Federation Ambassador Catherine Sabers, to Wendy Lynn, and to Herb Wars. Oh, wow, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. Thank you, Matthew, for gifting all of those subs. I appreciate it. And it's awesome because if you are a member of the channel, then you get to watch extra content as well. So, yeah.
Use the emojis, too.
Pretty cool. And, of course, you can use the emojis. It's called the Saru Emoji Club. You get to use all of the emojis, you guys. So use your emojis. Use your emojis. There are some new emojis, I think, aren't there? Mm-hmm. There's like Yuki and Jenny ones.
Yuki, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yuki and Jenny, too. Look at those. Those are new ones. Look at them. Yeah, those are so cute. Oh, King of Hades.
Thank you for the biddies.
Thank you for the biddies, King of Hades. I appreciate it. Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you so much for the biddies. And yes, we are on Twitch as well. So if you don't follow us on Twitch, give us a follow. Twitch.tv/SarumaruVG. So my name, and then just add VG to the end of it. And you will find my Twitch channel. Follow us on Twitch because we stream there way more than we do here. We only do SaruShow here, and he'll stream like Nintendo stuff here.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew. And that's how people are doing these, by the way. By following on Twitch, you can use these. You can use all those alerts. There's the Twitch channel. You just got to make sure that you're following. Oh, that yay! Thank you, Puddles.
Look at the cat.
That's Jesse.
Trying to get in. Fat cat.
Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. But yes, when you're following us on Twitch, you get to use those cool stuff like this. You can use those things when you're following. Oh, Priya's Puddles.
Priya. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. I appreciate it. It's amazing how it ties into YouTube from Twitch. Yeah, it does because we have it on Streamlabs.
Yeah.
And since we have
4
Streamlabs.
big guys, and they bust on
For
my
sure.
eyes. They eat my ass just like apple pie.
Is that King of Hades?
Yeah.
That's King of Hades' favorite.
I think it is. I can feel it.
I can feel it.
It is.
It is King of Hades. But yeah, so follow us on Twitch, and you can use all those redeems at inappropriate times too, if you want. But yeah, give us a follow. Give us a follow. Yes, you can redeem things like Hydrate. Thank you for whoever gave me the Hydrate. Oh man, I feel way better now. I was feeling, it was so hard to breathe. I feel normal now for some reason.
You think it could be the pill?
Oh, you think so?
It's possible.
Yeah, I did take an aspirin, so I feel much better. For some reason, earlier today I was like struggling. I went to the bathroom and I'm just sitting there like trying to breathe in the bathroom. It was me, says King of Hades. Says, now that I'm a year old, I feel obligated to tell everyone to grow up.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
For us, get off our rocks.
I know.
Get off my...
Get off my zero-scaped portion
Yeah.
of the sidewalk. You're standing too close to my dry bush.
Not my dry bush that we never water doesn't die.
I know, it won't die. None of our we never water any of our plants outside. We have a tree in the front. We never water that fucker, and that thing just, it refuses to die. It just keeps growing, and it keeps growing because, like, I don't know what kind of tree it is. Rub that bush. Trim that bush. It's got to get trimmed. All right, let's get through these last couple, and then we'll call it a day. Ooh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. All right. So yeah, next week, no question, we're gonna do a VGST. I'm basically gonna show off like all the Bubble Bobble stuff I have in my collection, and we're gonna talk about Bubble Bobble as a series. You guys can just answer in chat. We'll do a Gachapon giveaway. No game giveaway next week, but we will do Gachapon giveaway, and it'll be fun. We'll just hang out. We haven't done a VGST in a long time, and I think a Bubble Bobble VGST would be cool. And it'll give me a chance to talk about single screen games, and we'll talk about Nyanja, because Nyanja is inspired by Bubble Bobble and Snow Bros and stuff like that, with kind of a Samurai Pizza Cats aesthetic going on. But anyhow, let's get into it. We asked you guys, what game did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? Number 14 comes to us from Matthew Kelly. Matthew Kelly says, I would say Star Wars Force Unleashed. The problem with that game is it doesn't align with the Star Wars movies at all, and the game felt very sucks as well. This game just feels sucks. They just slapped Starkiller. They just slapped Starkiller, was just way too OP, and it felt like Darth Vader had picked up a random apprentice that becomes way too overpowered than him in the OG era. We know that prequels did said that Anakin is the chosen one, and that's how Darth Vader becomes strong with the Force. Plus, how he first organizes the rebellion just felt forced. I think Ashoka is a way better apprentice than Starkiller had. The controls when he grabbed the Star Destroyer felt very uncomfortable as well, says Matthew Kelly. I am totally unfamiliar with this game. Has anyone else played this game? Can relate?
A little bit, but not the whole game.
Force Unleash felt forced. Pun intended. Says Screw the Net. Yeah, did anyone else play it? Oh my god, my back's so...
Matthew says, I have.
Did you like it? Sorry, I have like a weird like spinal thing going on right now.
Don't get me started though, because I will talk and debate Star Wars with folks. Adam Newsom.
Ad nauseum.
Oh.
Ad nauseum, huh? Are you that much of a Star Wars buff? All right. Well, is Matthew Kelly here? You two can get into it. Let's talk about it.
I don't like it because Force Unleashed killed Indiana Jones games for PS3, says Matthew.
How so? Was it like they spent like their budget on it and they were supposed to do Indiana Jones? How did that work? The Pope says Star Wars Unleashed also ruined Soul Calibur 4 the same way Ronaldo and Random DJ ruined Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. You know, City of the Wolves, I guess it's not doing as good financially as they were hoping. They spent tons of money on it, promoting it in really stupid ways. Like, why the fuck? Can somebody tell me why the fuck there's like that random DJ guy? Don't get me wrong, he's got some bangers. I'm familiar with him, but I am not like a fan of the guy's music to be like he warrants an entry in City of the Wolves. I know who he is, right? And when they announced him, I know who both of them are, and I was like, why? Why these people? Who cares about these people? You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck about Christmas? I was like, they're so random, right? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense to me. No sense. Well, it was fun for me. A bit. I beat it. Star Wars Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed was too difficult, so it had to be all hands on deck. That there had to be casualties, which was Indiana Jones. Oh. So, like, was the dev team working on Indiana Jones and they were like... Is that what happened, maybe? I guess I'm still unclear as to what happened. Matthew Kelly is here! That was his answer, by the way. Matthew Kelly. Screw the Net says, I like the Force Unleashed story in some ways, and the gameplay helped propel Star Wars games from their former stagnation. Love the books, comics, and the lore. Rest in peace, Star Wars, 1977 to 2014. Matthew Kelly says, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor did handle way better than Force Unleashed had. The Pope says, I don't like City of the Wolves either. It's so slow, and the music is bad. I like that you have access to old music, but the default music is not so great. I agree with you there. The gameplay too is like, I mean, I thought it played pretty good. And I think the game looks fantastic. I think City of the Wolves looks great. But I don't know, it's missing something, yeah? Like, I don't know, I feel like it's missing something. And I was so hoping that the game would be a success, but I don't know, I feel like it's missing something. You know what? As long as the new King of Fighters looks like City of the Wolves, I'll be okay with that. If the new King of Fighters reuses all that stuff. Though I much would have rather been a 2D game, but we're never going to get that again. Let's see here. Matthew says LucasArts had to pull devs from other games, so they had to get Force Unleashed out the door. Okay, so then I guess Indiana Jones was a casualty, huh? Screw the Net says, yeah, I wish George Lucas had more of an open forum to lodge complaints, because I live near him, but I'm sure after decades he's long been sick and tired of all the nerdage. Not me, though. Yeah, for sure. I get it. Let's see here. All right, I guess we'll get into the next one, huh? And then do the giveaway. Next, we had asked you, what did you try to get into but just couldn't, and why? Number 15, this is the last answer of the night. Comes to us from Johnny Graphics. Johnny Graphics says, I've tried playing Nier Automata several times now, and I don't understand why I can't get into it. It's got slick combat, weird characters, great graphics, and a soundtrack. All things I love, but it's just never gotten its hooks into me. I've decided I'm going to start at the beginning with the Drakengard games and work my way up to give it one final try. Hopefully that works, but if not, then I'll give up on it. Sometimes it's just not meant to be, says Johnny Graphics. You know, it's funny, I'd never played Nier Automata until I played it after Matthew got it for me on Steam. And I kind of want to play it from the beginning too. I don't. Can I play that on Steam? I'm kind of curious now to see where the series started, because I kind of dig it. I dig it. I need to go back and play it some more, because I only played like the first couple chapters of it, I think. But I dig it. I definitely want to play more of it. I want to play more. Maybe get it on Switch or something, so I can just play it on the Switch Lite or on the Steam Deck. I just play it on the Steam Deck. I can get it, but I don't know. I like it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Not sure if Drakengard is on Steam, says Matthew. Let's see. Let's see. Oh shit. I haven't opened up Steam in so long, and my alerts is like, all of these things you wanted are now out. I'm like, no. Don't show me. I don't want to buy them. Let's see, what was it? Nier Automata Replicant. Isn't that like the remake of Isn't Replicant just the remake of Drakengard, or am I wrong? Am I incorrect? Is there something even before this one? I don't know. Because Replicant comes before Nier, doesn't it? But is there another one other than this one? Damn, it's an expensive game though. What the fuck? Why is it $60 for a digital?
Damn, really?
That's crazy. I would not pay that. That's insane. Drakengard came out first, then Nier Replicant in today's world, then Nier Automata. Okay, so Drakengard was before that. Yeah, it's not on Steam.
You should just watch a YouTube video. And hold the controller.
The only ones that are on Steam are Replicant and Automata.
Here's the sequel is the Drakengard joke ending. This is the Pope.
Oh, really? I know there was a Nier game on the PS3 and 360. Yeah, it's from the PS3 days, isn't it? What did Nier come out for? Well, not PS3 days. Or was it? Oh yeah, Drakengard was only on PS3, says Matthew. So if I need to play it, I need to get it on PS3. Okay. Well, thankfully my PS3 still... Well, one of my PS3s. I had 3 PS3s. 2 of them are broken. But one of them still works like a champ. Ironically, the cheapest one I bought. The cheapest one I paid for is the one that still works. It makes no sense. My OG one died a long time ago, and I understand, right? The
Zia
CPU...
Records.
Yeah, Zia Records, dude. For $39.99, I got that one. Or $29.99.
That was so cheap.
It was either $29.99 or $39.99 for it at Zia Records, and that fucker still works. My Slim, I bought a new Slim, mind you, and that fucker broke. Cheap piece of shit. Saru the Builder, can he rebuild his PS3? Yes, he can. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. How much money does that game go for, though? Because if it's like, oh, this game is like rare now, then forget it, right? Let's see. Shopping. Oh my god. What the fuck? Why is this game so expensive? The cheapest one I see is $60. But most of them are way more than that. What? Is that right? Am I looking at the right thing? What am I looking at? Because near. What? I don't understand why this game is... Okay, well, I guess I'm not getting that. I guess I'm not playing this. Wait, are there multiple parts? Am I looking at the right game? Hold on. Who makes this game? I am confusion. I'm confused. All right. I guess I'll look into that later. All right, and that was it, you guys. We're gonna go ahead and do the giveaway, and that'll be it for SaruShow. And then next Saturday we're gonna do a VGST on Bubble Bobble. Next Saturday we'll vote on what we do for the next question. But next Saturday, come anyway. There's still a show. It's just not gonna be SaruShow. It's just gonna be VGST. VGST, and we're gonna just talk about stuff, about Bubble Bobbles and those kind of games. All right, here we go, you guys. These are all the people who entered. Once again, if you are new here, the way this wheel works for the video game giveaway or prize giveaway, when you answer the weekly question that we do here, your name gets put in this drawing. If we do pull your name from the drawing, you could either pick a game from our Retro Game Box giveaway, or you could pick a charm from sarumaru.com, any charm on that website, or you can do a gachapon. We'll do a gachapon roll, and you can pick any of the things that come out of the gachapon. We do 4 balls. You can pick any prize of those 4 balls. For the gachapon, though, you do have to be here when we do call the name. If you do want to do it, we do 4 balls, and you can pick any of the prizes that come out of there. But the big prize still has to be on the number that you pick, just like normal gachapon. But, all right, here we go, guys. The only difference between this gachapon is that you can pick any prize, kind of like the VIPs can. Here are the names. We just did a shuffle. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. The Pope. The Pope is a winner. Pope the Rev. 1922. You're the winner. 1748. Sorry, you ever have like like all your eyelashes like fall out at the same time? That just happened right now. Where like all my eyelashes.
Congrats to the Pope.
Congrats to the Pope. The Pope. You can either pick a game from our retro game giveaway. Lots of Japanese games in that box. Or you can pick any charm off of sarumaru.com, or you can do the gachapon. If you wanted to do the gachapon right now, you can do a gachapon and pick any of the gachapon prizes. So just let me know what you want to do. If you want to pick the other stuff, you don't have to tell me what it is now. You can tell us later. The only thing that we do now here live is the gachapon. But you let us know.
And then later on.
Or I guess we can also do, if they want to choose gachapon, we could always let them choose gachapon, and then we do it on the next Saturday show too.
That's true. We can do that.
So that they're not pressured. They can pick. All right, you get to pick whichever one. Yeah, we'll do that. So just let us know at some point.
Yeah.
You can let me know on social media too. I follow the Pope on a bunch of different things. So you can let me know on social media, or you can let us know during a live, or just let us know which one you want to do. You can do game giveaway box, any charm off of sarumaru.com, or gachapon. Next time we go live on a Saturday, you get to pick whichever one. Just make sure you pick within the next, before we go live next, before our next Saturday show. Sorry, not live next, because we go live on Twitch a bunch. So yeah, just let us know by
message.
Yeah, send me a message anywhere you want.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, or you can use the contact form on sarumaru.com. But we follow each other on a bunch of things, so you can just let me know on any of those things.
And then we'll just send it to you wherever you want to send it to.
Yep. So if you pick a prize, we'll just mail it to you. Or if you do Gachapon, we can do it on next Saturday's show, at the start of the show. Whatever you want to do. You don't have to pick now, but just think about it and let me know. Let me know. Nurse Strategy says, oh, you were looking at Drakengard games, not the near ones, lol. But yeah, I gave you some Neo video game listing random ones. Oh, on Discord? Yeah, I was looking at some. I think I was looking at some other game. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and end it here. And we will be back on Monday on Twitch for Sega Mega Monday. So make sure that you stop by Sarumaru VG on Twitch to catch us on Monday. And then we will be back here on YouTube next Saturday with a Bubble Bobble video game show and tell live, which is a show we used to do on Saturdays. And we bring it back every once in a while just to change things up, you know. So next, we did say we were going to try to do VGST like every quarter, but we haven't done one in a while because we keep forgetting we haven't done one. But we said we were going to do VGST once a quarter, but I don't know, we'll think about it.
Yeah,
I guess we can talk about what next VGST we should do after next VGST. Great show tonight, says Gordo's. Happy birthday, Gordo's. It's still happy Gordo's birthday Gordo. For another 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Happy birthday to Gordo's. He's the birthday boy. Happy birthday, dear Gordo's. Happy birthday. Rover says, you gonna do the newest Nyanja on Friday? Yes, sir. If you can, we can send a build. Maybe we can do a thing where I can test it to make sure that the music works for that last stage. Because I feel like I should have tested that prior.
Matthew says PlayStation Collection VGST.
Ooh, that would be too long. That would be a lot. I need my VGSTs to be shorter. Since we do SaruShow now, I need my VGSTs to be on. Maybe I'll do one on like Tengai Makyo or like the Yuna series. Ooh, Yuna would be cool. Did we ever do? Yeah, we should do a Yuna one. Let's write that down. Next VGST will be on Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. It might not be the most interesting VGST to people, but I don't know. It might.
And Matthew said PS2, PS3, PSP, and PS Vita.
Nope. That would take too long. But yeah, we can do one on Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. Yeah. VGST idea or whatever. Yuna. Galaxy Yunas. Alright. I think we have our next VGST too. We'll do a VGST on Galaxy Fraulein Yuna next. We have a trouble writing Galaxy. Have a good birthday in 3 weeks, says Nerd Strategy to Gordostein. Rover says, I'll send you a complete build and hopefully that will fix the audio issue, says Rover. Yes, and then I'll put that on the SSDS3 so we're playing it off the PC Engine and not the anal. And not off of anal duos. Shit, or even the Polymega, dude. The Polymega plays Nyanja like a champ. I actually really enjoyed it on the Poly. On the Poly. What is that? I got some sort of thing. But yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We will do a Galaxy Fraulein VGST next. I would like to talk about that. Because I have quite a few games for that series. And then maybe a Tengai Makyo one would be cool too. What do you guys think? Do you guys are these series that are just kind of maybe do a Valis one? Should we do a Valis one? A Valis VGST? What do you guys think? All right, maybe not Tengai Makyo. I think that's too kind of oddball for people, right? People are probably not vibe with that one. So maybe Valis or Galaxy Fraulein Yuna.
Yes to Valis.
All right, should we do Valis over all of the other ones then?
We need Peggy Bundy Valis, says Matthew.
Peggy Bundy Valis. We could do that. One might be better, yeah? That one might be better than a Galaxy Fraulein Yuna one. I think people played Valis. I don't think a lot of people played Galaxy Fraulein Yuna. But I want to do one on Yuna. I like that show. And maybe one on Sakura Taisen. Yeah, maybe start writing these ideas down. Because VGST is kind of meant for this anyway.
Heck, we can even do it next week if you want.
Which one?
Any of these.
Oh, it's
If-
instead of Bubble Bobble?
If you want to, it's up to you.
We could, yeah. We could. I don't know. I kind of had my heart set on Bubble Bobble, but a Valis one would be cool. We could do a Valis one.
Yeah, we do a Valis one. I like Valis.
Do Yuna, why not, says Famicom. I kind of want to do Yuna. I think it'd be cool. Those are in my definite ones. So Galaxy Fraulein, Yuna, Valis, Bubble Bobble, and Sakura Wars. Maybe not Tengai Makio. I feel like the series might be too obscure. Maybe. Because at least with Yuna, we got the English anime. We got both sets of OVAs in the US. So at least that's... But we didn't get Tengai Makio in any form other than the fighting game on neo-geo. And Google has told Saru no showing off his Valis figurines again.
That's true. You have those figures that you can show off too. They're
Yeah.
pretty cool.
From afar.
From afar.
Yes. No more up close.
Just put some tape.
Yeah, maybe if I tape their bits. I'll tape their bits down. Do Valis, please, says Matthew Kelly. Alright, well, we might just do a Valis one. What should we do? Man, are we going to start voting on VGSTs now, too?
That'd be pretty cool. I'll put Mega Man.
Mega Man. Oh, Mega Man's a good one. Maybe we can put numbers next to them. We can do, yeah. Alright, well, really quick, I guess, while you guys are here, we can get an idea of what interests people. Just copy that whole thing where it says VGST ideas.
Booble. I put Booble.
Bubble Booble. Bubble Bobble. Honestly, I'm down for whatever, says Famicom. East VGST again for the millionth time. Now, the next East thing is probably just going to be a video. Unless I do a video from the VGST.
Maybe we can do this next week, like to vote, when we have like a lot more people, too.
But we're doing VGST next week?
Oh, we are. I am so dumb. I thought we were still doing Bubble Bobble. I am so dumb.
VGST is Bubble Bobble?
Yeah, I'm dumb.
These are all VGST.
Yeah. I am so dumb.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, just copy that whole thing. Broken. Who won the thing? Oh, the Pope one, right?
Yeah.
The Pope one. East VGST again for the millionth time. I mean, we could do an East one later. And then I could just go through all the East stuff. Alright, so here are the VGST ideas that I have. Just so I get an idea of what you guys might want to see as far as like these series that I have in my collection, and we can just talk about them. This isn't so VGST is different from SaruShow, right? There's no question. You guys just come, we chill, I show off my stuff, we talk about the series. It's similar to SaruShow in a way, except we don't do the weekly question. So then you guys just put in the number of the one that you want, and at least it'll give us some sort of idea of what we should be doing in what order for VGST. You guys tell me. You tell me. You tell me.
Zelda VGST, says Matthew.
Zelda VGST. I mean, that is an idea.
Yeah,
we could do one because Jesse has a ton of Zelda stuff, and then he could just host it.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you be comfortable doing that?
Yeah, I'll be comfortable doing that.
Just talking about him? That kind of like, and then I can read chat.
Yeah, that's great. I just need a haircut.
That's a good idea. Well, I mean, it's not going to be, we have these. It's not going to be for a while, so.
Yeah, I'll be comfortable with that.
But maybe we could add that once we do the next one.
That's true.
And then people can vote on it. And by then we'll probably have haircuts, because I'm going to need to get my hair cleaned up soon too. I have like one side's bigger than the other. This side This side is shorter than this side. This side's longer.
My head looks like a pineapple.
You're a pineapple. A baby pineapple.
2.
Okay. Well, then maybe we can do Valis next one, since Matthew is the only one who voted.
Yeah, we do Valis. I think everyone wanted Valis anyways.
Okay,
for today.
we'll do Valis. We'll do, because Matthew gets what Matthew wants. Bubble, bobble, booble. Booble.
Booble. I accidentally put bubble booble.
Or bubble, bubble. A lot of people used to say bubble, bobble. They'd be like bubble, bubble.
That's what I used to say. Bubble bubble.
Bubble, bubble.
Yes to Valis. Ooh, Valis. See, everyone's saying Valis.
Valis.
Boom, Valis.
All right. All right. So we'll do Valis next, and then we can take Valis off the list of VGST to do and add Zelda after that.
I'll just put winner here. And then I can just add Zelda after.
Yeah, and then we'll just add Zelda. Zeldo. Zorldo. Throw it up. I can rip you some clips from Zelda anime series if need be, says Nerd Strategy.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Let's see here. But if you want to write your answer in chat of the game you tried to get into but couldn't, please write it in chat, says Matthew.
Oh, because Yakov came in. He says, "Afternoon, Saru. Am I late to the SaruShow question?"
Oh yeah, we're like at the tail end of the show. But yeah, if you want to write it in the chat, you can. We can chat about it really quick. Just put it in the chat. Just tell us here in the chat. The question's long been done though. Bubble Valis Bobble. This is the pub. We can have Bub and Bob in bikini armor. It'll be so cute.
We should do that.
Bub and Bob in bikini armor.
Yeah. That'd be hot.
That'd be hot. Scaly's confirmed.
Scaly's confirmed. Oh my god. No.
Or whatever. Nerd Strategy said that the proper name was called Herpapidopal. Herpapidopal. Saru is like, challenge accepted. How funny. That'll be weird. It'll be so weird. Alright, well, I guess we've reached the end of our show. We've reached the end. Boys, what's going on? Says Scruffy. Welcome in, Scruffy looking RGB. How are you, sir? Welcome.
Go eat something. We're not sure what, though.
Some dick. Sounds like an old Missy Elliott song made fun of South Park, says Screw the Net. Because we were saying the hippity-bibbity-bit. Scruffy is here. Let me search it. Gonna work it. Having my lippy-dippy nerful derp.
Let me search.
Alright. Now we all got Missy Elliott on the brain. Thank you, Screw the Net. But anyhow, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you, everyone who came in today and answered the question. I really appreciate it. Next week, we're going to do Video Game Show and Tell live, because we forget that that's a show that we are supposed to be doing on the Saturday rotation every quarter, but I don't think we have done one this year.
No, we haven't. So.
We haven't done a VGST this year, huh? Yeah, we'll have to do... Well, we're doing it every quarter. Maybe we'll do one... Well, how about we do one next week, and then next week we go back to SaruShow, and then maybe the week after we can do another VGST?
Yeah,
maybe?
sounds good.
What do you guys think? What do you think? Bye, all. Enjoy your day, says Scruffy. Thanks for stopping in, Scruffy. I appreciate it. Well, that's how I type things. I know that's how Nerd Strategy's answer today was like that. It's called herpetophilia. Herpetophilia. Wow, I've never heard of that before. That's interesting. That's what it's called when you want to when you want to bone lizards. Just stop. It's 2:30 a.m. already. Yeep, says the Pope. I know, for us it's only 11:30. But we're going to call it a night, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. If you didn't hit that like button, hit that like button for me on your way out. I would really appreciate it. If you made it this far into the show, the secret word of the night is herpotapile. Herpotapile in the chat. That's what it is. Is that how I read that? That's gonna be that's the word today. Every week I keep forgetting to give you guys the word if you made it this far, to put it in the comments. This word is herpotapile. Do it. Herpotapile in the chat if you made it this far. Anyway, you guys, thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.